only Mr. Mike. Here, whoa, I'm not, whoa, wrong one. There we go, that's the right one. Welcome everybody. Welcome.
Yes, indeed, guys.
Enjoy your day.
Woo!
Looks like you're fucked.
No.
Knock, open up the doors.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Welcome to the podcast, y'all. Welcome to the podcast, y'all. I am DJ Mr. Mike, and you're here to listen to the pumped down tunes of gaming. This is the pumped down rocking tunes of the gaming sphere, and I keep hitting my keyboard on my office chair. I might as well move over a little bit so I don't knock into my DJ radio keyboard here. Welcome one and all to the GamezAttack podcast, episode 40, called StarWars Outlaws. Bang, bang. I wish I had a blaster thing. I thought I did. I just... I would have to find it. I don't have a ready to go. I should have thought of that ahead of time. Well, this is a video game podcast about video games and nothing about anything except video games. So help us God, because that's what we like the most. Video games. I know I do. And this is going to be a goody packed show today. Lots of gaming talk, lots of gaming news. Actually, there's just the right amount of gaming news if I don't knock everything out of proportion, because I got my hands flapping all over the place and I am not situated correctly. But I should have my voice very, very good today. I could always talk like this in the podcast realm if you really want me to, or I can just talk in my nasally normal voice like this. But yet I can talk like a normal DJ voice down to here and get my voice really low for all you hip-hoppity kids and adults ready for the gaming. So, lots to say, lots to talk about if I don't screw it all up, and also, I'm going to talk about what's going to be happening on the next podcast. Usually I don't, but the next podcast is going to be something special-ish. I don't know. It's something I'm trying to maybe change up a little bit once in a while in podcasts, so it's not just 3 hour-long podcasts, tons of news, tons of this, tons of that. Maybe I'll have a topic, and I'll just stick with one topic throughout the whole show. And the whole show will be based on that one topic, and maybe talking about the games I've played in the past weeks, but mainly just one topic. No news, no stuff like that once in a while, unless if there's some really big breaking news that really needs to be talked about. And I'm thinking the next podcast I am planning is going to be that. So then I can also pre-record it ahead of time, think about what I want to talk about, what I got to say, and pretty much that's what's going to happen. And the next podcast, I think I do talk about this pretty much a lot on my podcast, but I want to really bring it home. I really want to get into the nitty-gritty of the video game industry and basically, Microsoft, Sony, Xbox, PlayStation, stuff like that. And, we'll talk Nintendo too, but mostly it's the big two. The big ones, the big publishers, and how everything has just been really crashing lately. So, technically, I could talk about it now, but it would just make this podcast extra long. And I said, why don't I just save that talk for the next time? Because I got a lot of thoughts. I got a lot of things to say. And, it's not getting any better. It's not getting any easier for the game makers, publishers, and the gaming fanatics that play these games, us, the game fans. It's not getting any better. It's not getting any cheaper. It seems like costs are always going up. It seems like things are getting blown out of proportions. And then you got companies that just aren't understanding the gaming, the layout of the the world that we are living in now, the world that can't afford shit, the world, they don't understand their market. It seems like both Sony and Microsoft are missing the market. And they're not turning around. They're not trying to go backtrack or anything. No, they just keep going either off that cliff, running into that iceberg, whatever, into a brick wall. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but it's not looking good for either one of them. It doesn't matter if Sony's made and sold so many more PlayStations than Xbox or whatnot. They've both got their own dire things, and it all comes down to the games in general that each publisher is bringing out, if at many at all, and the ones that do come out, are they always good or are they always bad? You know, Sony has more hits than Microsoft had lately, and I can admit that on some cases. You know, they got their Spider-Mans and stuff like that in their what's it called? EcoBot. What is that game? Shoot, I forgot what its name was already. Gyrobot. Something bot. What's the game called? Oh shoot. I can't go down that road like this, folks. I can't go down that road. I have to look this up. I definitely got to look this up now, because if I go down that road, Astrobot, never mind. I already figured it out before I even went to the page. Astrobot. Yes, Sony's got the Astrobots. You got that. But otherwise, what else do they got? What else can they sell upon? What else are they going to sell upon on these more increasingly cost-wise consoles that are out? And they should have saw this coming, and they can't keep blaming, the chip market and the other market's expensive. Production is expensive. These consoles are still expensive to make. They can't lie on that hill and die on that hill with that. Both companies have to think of different ways, different strategies. Maybe not saying, we're going to try to make our console more powerful than their console and try to push the specs beyond every time. You know, they don't have to do that. They don't have to make them, super computers. That's what regular computer systems are for. If people want to play games in 8K, 420 hertz screens and all that other great stuff, and have two graphics cards. Well, you can't have two graphics cards in your machines nowadays. At least you can't do that, the SLI anymore with the graphics cards. But if they could do it, they would do that. You can't do. It's expensive. And the whole thing about console gaming is that it's not supposed to be as expensive as PC gaming. It's supposed to be easier for the consumer to go pop in a disc, if you still use discs, and play the game, or download the game and play the game. And it seems like they're trying to push in that direction, out of that realm of making things simple, keeping things simple on the console space, and turn them into like full-blown PCs and making them so expensive that people, your average gamer and average person, is like, I either got to put food on my table for me and my family, or even if I don't have a family, I'm only making so much money. I either got to be able to buy that McDonald's hamburger or go buy this expensive console and maybe be able to get one game for it, because even then the games are expenses on top of it. If you want a new game, it's not a cheap hobby, and I say this all the time, and there's a lot of people that can't afford that hobby anymore. And you know what? If you can't afford it, you should not be jumping into that hobby. I'm sorry to say. I hate to say it, but if you don't have the bank, you should not be able to play that. So things going forward, we'll talk about that on the next podcast. There will be that stuff. It'll be Nintendo. And, Nintendo's doing great because they don't overprice their consoles, and they're not overpowering or pricing their consoles. And, they got the games to get the audience, to get the mass audience on their side and stuff. That's why they're the Apple of the video game world, and they know how to entice. They're like, look at those guys. They keep fighting and trying to pump up their muscles with their game machines and charging more for everything. And we're going to stay over here. Sure, we're upping our game prices and stuff because we know we can sucker people into it, but we'll keep the system's cheap. We'll still make money on the systems and the games, and we're all good in this Nintendo hood, baby. And we're so strict on everything, you know, from online and stuff. People don't care. They'll still play our stuff. They'll still play the games. Mr. Mike will still buy that Mario Party Jamboree when it comes out, and maybe that new Legend of Zelda, even though I didn't even play the Legend of Zelda, not Breath of the Wild, but Tears of the Kingdom yet. So, yeah, because I'm crazy like that. Anywho, folks, that will be a next time's podcast. I will pre-record that. And not that I don't pre-record these anyways. That's not like I ever do these podcasts live. Maybe I should. Maybe I should do one live. I don't know. Let me know, folks. Let me know in the comment section of this podcast. I know I have a comment section on YouTube. Yes, on YouTube. The one of the very few comment sections that I leave open. I don't leave many open. I usually keep all comments like closed nowadays because, you know, it just makes things simpler, but I do keep the podcast comments open for suggestions, talks, stuff like that, you know. Hear what I got to say, and, you know, you got your own theories, whatever. Maybe I should leave it open. Well, I do leave it open, but maybe talk away. You got ideas about what should happen with video games and the gaming market in general, which Sony and Microsoft should do. Maybe they should pull back a little bit on hardware and costs and stuff and make them a little bit cheaper. I know game publishers out there probably wouldn't like that because they want to push development and graphics and all that, make their game so beautiful and blah, blah, blah. But if everybody rings it back just a little bit, they don't have to go back to the 360 era or something. They could stay in the Xbox One era, but things got to get reined back a little bit. Things got to come back a little bit so costs can go down. Because maybe, just maybe, things are just getting a little too pricey and hectic, and the market can't handle that. That's why people go to these third-party games and stores, and more people are buying PCs and ROG Allies and stuff now, and just playing on Switches and stuff because it's cheaper, it's more fun, and sometimes it might be easier, and people are figuring shit out. Gotta give people a chance to figure shit out. I'm just saying. So comments on that section. Also, you could go to oldfreakygamer@gmail.com to email me your comments and questions about that subject. I would definitely love to read and reply to those via the podcast, of course, and you can keep them anonymous if you want. You don't have to say name or where you are or whatever, unless if you really want to, but I probably won't read where you are or anything. I'll probably not even mention your name. I'll just say this came from blah, 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 whatever. I didn't mention names in the past when they sent me emails and stuff and I answered questions on this podcast, but mainly tell me about the video game market. What needs to change? What do you think needs to change? What do you think should happen in the future with video games? You know, it's an art. It's an art form. If people like it or not, it's an art form. It's a great hobby. It's a great experience. There's a lot of great experiences, and that's one of those great experiences. And I would hate to see it get diminished or even die. People say all the time, oh no, the video game industry will never die. It'll never crash again. It'll never go away. But you know what? I need nothing. They say that's about the stock market. They say that about everything. You know what? Nothing is absolute. That's what I know. Nothing is absolute. Anything and everything can fail. I hate to bring people down on that, but that's what happens. Also, I'm on Twitter at OldFreakyGamer on Twitter. So if you go to Twitter or X Twitter, it's at OldFreakyGamer. You can definitely message me, direct message me, stuff like that. Send a quote, reply, whatever. And that's how you can reach me on those fronts. So thank you for listening to this GamezAttack audio podcast. So we'll quickly go through stuff because we're going to talk StarWars Outlaws today. We're going to talk a lot of StarWars Outlaws, and then we'll get into the Gamez Talk Newz. But first, we're going to go through the games that I played in the past week, because why not? Because these are the games that I played in the past week.
The Gamez that have been played in the past week.
That's a good game.
Enjoy your gaming.
Dude, go fuck yourself.
I had to put that one in there. So, games that I, Mr. Mike, have played in the past weeks lately. It's not much. It's not the biggest things. I've been mostly playing the Star Wars Outlaws and the Skyrim, and of course Yakuza 4. So Yakuza 4 on my ROG Ally, still whittling away at it little by little. Getting pretty far into the story, I think. I don't know. I'm already back onto Kiryu. I'm already jumped onto his character. He starts off a little bit later in Yakuza 4, and I'm back in it, and we're back at Kamurocho, of course. And I'm gonna do some side missions and quests and stuff like that. I'll probably be playing that tonight when I sit outside on my couch and stuff. And then I'll play more Star Wars Outlaws. But Yakuza 4. Oh, and I'm listening to it. I'm hearing some wind. It's going to start storming again today. I know I'm talking about games I played the past week, but this weekend has been a nice, cool, cold, rainy weekend so far, and I've been having fun with it because this is perfect gaming weather, folks. When it gets cold, rainy, crappy out, it's like sit indoors in your warm, hot house because every computer and console is on and it warms up the house, and I just love it, where I can just relax, sit back in a chair or my couch and just game my life away and not worry about anything. I was supposed to work out today, but I didn't because I was busy. I got stuck into playing more Star Wars Outlaws, which is not a bad thing, but bad if I'm not working out. But we'll get back into that in a little bit. But Yakuza 4, I've been playing on my ROG Ally, having fun with it. Even though I played it 3 times over, it's still fun just going through it. Like I said, I just got back to Kamurocho and Kiryu, and we're back in it. And it's a fun game. Works great on the ROG Ally. Like I said, looks and plays great. What more can I say about it? Another little game that I tried out that is actually leaving Game Pass, because it kept on saying, it's leaving Game Pass shortly, Mr. Mike, and I didn't even know this was on Game Pass, but I saw a Jeff Gersman talk about this game, and he was playing this game, and he liked it, so I wanted to give it a try. It's called You Suck at Parking, and this is the Complete Edition. You Suck at Parking Complete Edition. I tried a little bit of it. I played it. I understand that it's not perfect driving 101 and stuff in there. I know it's wonky as hell, and you got to have some skill to whip the car around and get into the parking lot just right and push on the brake and get into the parking spots. But that's something that my slow-ass fingers cannot do. I cannot go whoop, 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 whoop with the fingers, and I have a hard time playing that game. I tried it. I tried to do as many levels and stuff as I can. It just was not grabbing me. If it was a Mr. Mike in an earlier time when I had the very quick and fast reflexes and I didn't care anymore, these are my workout, all calloused over hands and fingers, and they're like rocks right now. They're like stone. It doesn't matter how many stretches I do on them. It doesn't matter how many finger workouts and how much heat compressions and stuff I do on my fingers. They're not going to go any faster. You can't oil these babies up to go fast as I used to be in my younger years. If it was back in my younger years, I bet you I'd be playing a lot of You Suck at Parking Complete Edition. But I tried it. It was okay. It was fun. It would be a fun game, but I just fell off of it. I deleted it off my Xbox because I'm like, I'm not going to try to go ahead play this game. Another time, another place maybe. It might be great for the rest of you, but for me, And it was even on sale. I could have got it for what was it, like $9 or $15? I forgot if this was like the $9 one or the $15 one. It was pretty cheap. but I said, no, I'm not going to play it. So I deleted it. I said, bye, you suck at parking, complete edition, because I do suck at playing You Suck at Parking. But for other people with quicker reflexes and stuff that are a lot smarter than me, that's a game for you. Definitely would recommend that for you guys. Plays great on the Series X, but just not my bag, baby, not my bag. And of course, been playing a lot of Skyrim on the PC. I've been cranking it, people. I've been cranking that Skyrim character on the PC. Oh, I've been going mission to mission, completing stuff. I did a Let's Play. I think that the last one was a Let's Play, Skyrim Let's Play. I am definitely this Friday going to be playing more Skyrim. I'm going back to Skyrim. I know I was going to do more StarWars Outlaws, but I'm like, you know what? I'll give people a little bit of a break from StarWars Outlaws for that, at least for that, because there's going to be some Let's Plays. I got like 2 Let's Plays banked already for StarWars Outlaws. Just to warn you people, I got 2 StarWars Outlaws Let's Plays banked for this week and next week. Especially because I played one of them was done today just by osmosis out of the blue, because I just felt like finishing the mission. And then when I said, I'm going to record myself trying to do this, and it got really interesting. And then I just kept playing and playing. And then I'm like, oh, this is a Let's Play. Why not? So it is quite interesting on that. But otherwise, Skyrim. Going back to Skyrim, and I told you guys, I warned you guys I was going to want to complete Skyrim this time around on the PC, and I think the PC edition of Skyrim is going to be that edition where I push through and I play it and I beat it for the first time. I'll beat an Elder Scrolls game for the first time, and it'll be on the PC, and thank God I got a nice PC to play Skyrim on, because it plays great on my PC, folks. It looks and plays great. I love it. My connected Xbox controller is amazing with it. It is a fun game. Skyrim, I'm back into Skyrim, folks. I'm back into that. I got my super electrical power where I zap people to dust on one arm. I got my big giant sword on the other arm. And I'm a badass vampire female, sexy vampire female lady just going whoosh, whoosh, you're dead, bing, you're dead. Zap in one hand, slice in the other hand. Slice and zap. Mrs. Slice and Zap. I forgot what I named my character in Skyrim. I think she has a name. I think you can name your Skyrim lady, but I forgot who it was. But fun, still fun, and I do plan on going back this Friday to play it. So if you, for the upcoming GameOn session, GameOn live session, if you're not interested in Skyrim, well, I'm going to be playing more of that. Eventually, I'm probably going to go churn it up again and maybe go back to Supermarket Simulator again, because it's been a little while since I played that, or Pal World. Those are 2 games I want to get back to, but I want to focus mostly on Skyrim right now and StarWars Outlaws and stuff like that. So, you know, I want to, like I said, I want to keep my gaming tight so I can start completing more games and not just opening up more games to be like, oh, I got more games. Oh boy, there's a lot of games I still have in my back catalog that I didn't even get to yet, and more games that I purchased because they were on sale digitally, and I'm like, oh shit, I feel so bad purchase, and I don't know when I'm getting to those games. Like I got that RoboCop game, Alex Murphy edition game, that was looking pretty cool. I'm not the biggest RoboCop fan, but when people were playing it and stuff, and I was watching, I'm like, this is very basic and stupid, but it's a really good, funny, basic and stupid. And I'm like, okay, I want to play more of this RoboCop game. So when it was on sale, and I just bought it, you know, off a whim. That's what happens when you got some fundage and too much free time at that time on your hands to just click, buy, click, buy. The worst thing was today, mind you, before we get into the next games, or the final 2 games that I played in the past weeks, I was looking at a bunch of animes. Xbox and Crunchyroll, for some reason, had a bunch of anime seasons on sale. 60% off and stuff. And it was like $5, $6 for these Crunchyroll seasons, or the seasons of anime. And I was looking at them like, I could buy these for $5. This whole seasons. I'm trying to think about. I'm thinking about trying to broadening my reception or my anime and stuff experiences. And I'm just like looking at all these. I'm like, should I buy some? And I'm like, no, Mr. Mike. There was two that I was very, very interested in. Now, note, these are for more adulty kind of things because these are sexy ladies and sexy things going on and sexy ladies kicking the crap out of other sexy ladies and guys and stuff and looking good as their clothes fall off. Anime, yes, you know, dirty anime stuff, but it looked so badass and cool. And then there was this other anime lady that was dead, and she came back from the dead, and she's killing people from the dead. She's like a daywalker kind of lady, and I was like, okay. And I looked on Amazon to see if they were on DVD and Blu-ray, and I'm like, oh, they are on physical media. And if I'm going to buy those animes, sure, I could get them for $5 cheap on Xbox right now and just stream them. But I always say to myself, if I'm going to buy something that can be streamed, a media that I can just stream or own, I would rather purchase a physical copy of that media. If it's not a game, if it's a movie or something or music, I would like to own a physical copy as much as possible. So I have something backed up. I know a lot of people love to just stream their movies like on Netflix and all that and everything else, but doesn't that seem to become a heavy toll on you, on your souls? And, oh, what has this? What doesn't have that? And, you know, sometimes you can't even find the movie or TV show you want to watch. At least when I purchase my media, I know I own it. And I rip every disc to my hard drive and I put it on my NAS system, which I can play anywhere in my house, outside my house, and beyond, wherever I can get a good internet signal from my NAS, so I can watch my movies and TV shows and not have to worry about paying a monthly fee for a streaming network or something. And then, shit, if my NAS took a shit and all my movies and stuff got all deleted for some reason, it wouldn't matter because I have backup, physical, hard backup copies of all that media, and they're not going to go away unless if I have a fire in the house or something, which that would suck. Anywho, I jumped off that road because, I'm sorry I jumped off the subject because, like I said, things happened, but I didn't buy anything, and the animes that I might want to get, I put them in my little lists. I got little lists on Amazon that I could do that. So I've been doing naughty things. Let's just say it's been a real thing. It's weird when you go into gaming consoles and you see this stuff. And I'm looking at some of this stuff. I'm like, why do they show this even on the console? I'm surprised that Xbox lets them show this stuff on their console. Okay. Anyways, Skyrim, amazing. I will be streaming it this Friday, and then the following Friday, we'll see. I'll try to do something else. Maybe I'll do, like I said, I'll do maybe Pal World or Supermarket Simulator or something else. Well, I'll try to change it up and do something else. Something that I've already been playing, not something new, because I just don't want to pop out something new, because I was planning on doing like playing the Tears of the Kingdom or something, the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, but I'm like, yeah, that's a new game, and I gotta pop out a new game, and it's an open world game, and then I gotta play that open world game, and it's like, okay, no, don't go down that path, Mr. Mike. You gotta complete some games before that. I know a lot of people don't like that, and they want to see the newest, latest, greatest every single time there's a video posted, but that doesn't happen all the time. You know, that can't happen all the time because I don't have that much fundage and that much time and energy to be making new game videos all the time because that takes a long time. And I don't, like I said, this is a hobby. This is a fun lifetime, the rest of my days hobby that I don't get paid for. So You know, if I was getting paid to do this stuff and I was making a lot of money and this is my job, sure, I'd be buying every system, every game, everything, and then it'd be like Christmas every day in this house because it'd be like, well, I'm just going to sit here, get really fat, and just play nothing but video games all day, every day. Yeah, of everything. And now I have to worry about doing a damn thing in my life. Yeah. I wish I had that life too. Don't do what you hear on this podcast, folks. I'm very bad at that. And very bad. We'll talk very bad now. This is very bad, and I don't like this video game, but I'm playing it out of the need. The need for achievos, well, not even achievements, but they come with the game. But for achievements, but mostly for Microsoft reward points, because there's a thing, and I should show this on my app actually. If I know a lot of you probably have this, but I have this. I do Microsoft rewards points, and I know it's probably gonna not come up. There you go. I hope you can see part of this. So this is the Xbox app that has the Microsoft rewards points, and you can earn Microsoft reward points when you do tasks and stuff like that, and like dailies, like play a Game Pass game, earn an achievement in Game Pass, stuff like that. And it's all through this Xbox app here. And I do that stuff because I like earning extra points and stuff, and for games that I played and all that, and Game Pass games, and every time I earn the points, I use those points for money, like the gift cards, like the $50 gift card I just used to purchase StarWars Outlaws. So it only cost me like $20-something, which was a very good steal. It was a steal at $20-something. That's why I'm like, oh, this game is even better than I thought, because I didn't pay $70 for the game. I paid $20-something for the game, if that. So that was a steal. And then like I said, when Assassin's Creed Shadows, I think it's called Shadows, Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out later in the year, I will purchase that with another $50 off gift card that I will get from my Microsoft rewards points. And they're easy to get, at least for now, until Microsoft changes the program or whatever again, or takes it away or something. But as of right now, this stuff is saving me some money to buy games that I like, but usually these are games that are $70. And hey, try to save money any little way you can that makes sense. This makes sense because I'm having fun. I'm playing a variety of games on a variety of systems because I play on both PC and Xbox, and I do stuff on my PC, I do Microsoft Edge and Bing browsing and stuff like that, and I earn points through all that stuff, and I do all the little survey bullshit and searches and all that other stuff, and it all adds up, and I get points for it. So this game, I am shamelessly, and I do mean shamelessly, saying that I am playing, not by choice, mind you. This is just by pure desperation and pure desperation and pure desperation. Bluey, the video game. Yes, I did say that. Bluey, the video game. It's based off a shitty cartoon for kids, really young, dumb kids that watch this show. I can tell just by playing the video game oh God. When I was a little kid, this shit would be bad for me. I didn't even like Blue's Clues back in the day. And I grew up with Blue's Clues a little bit when I was young, and I saw Blue's Clues back in the early day with the original Steve and stuff. Even I knew that was bullshit. I didn't like Blue's Clues. I didn't even like Barney. I watched Barney when I was young a little bit, but I was forced to by my mom. She thought it was good TV, and I'm like, no, I like this Rocky and Bullwinkle and Underdog and and what's his name? Gumby. You know, this is really early back in the day. These are 80s cartoons, people. You don't see this shit anymore. The original Looney Tunes and stuff like that, back when they were more edgy. Eureka's Castle, the Fraggle Rock, all this good stuff back in the day. And I hate to be that guy that says that, but kids nowadays don't know what good TV programming is anymore as a kid. And this is all so dumbed down and retarded that it's like, oh, we're ruining our future generations of kids with this smut. But I'm only playing it because I need the easy Game Pass points. It's the only way to easily unlock my Game Pass points for my daily points and stuff, so I can get the weekly points, and the monthly points adds up because of that. And Bluey is helping me get these easy, like, one achievement a day kind of thing. I'll get and use it so I can easily unlock that extra points and stuff. So if I don't have time to go and play Game Pass games and unlock Game Pass stuff, because you needed it for one of them, you needed to get an achievement in a Game Pass game. If I don't have that time to do that, this helps me out doing that, because then I don't have to grind a game and try to look for a game to play to get that, you know, Game Pass achievement. I could just get it from the shitty game called Bluey. And I heard also from a Jeff Gersman that he was playing Bluey, the video game, with his kids, and he was loving it with his kids. And I'm like, boy, Jeff Gersman, you have fallen off a very, very, very high cliff or mountain or whatever from space. You've fallen greatly, sir, because you are totally different than what you used to be, especially now as a father on top of it. But he was heading that way, but now he's really hit rock bottom and saying, oh, he likes the Bluey game. And I'm like, no, I don't. I will say this here now, that Bluey game is smut. It is crap. Do not let your kids play that game. Let them play something else. Let them play Pal World or something. I don't know. Something Skyrim. Get them into something serious. You know, you can even have them play You Suck at Parking or something. I don't know. Teach them how to parallel park or something like that. But Bluey, oh my God. And I'm just watching this thing, and it's like you're playing, I guess, the cartoon, the show or something of this game. And I'm just watching these characters. I'm like, are the mama and daddy dogs gonna fuck? Are the mommy and daddy dogs gonna fuck? And what's with the brother? They got this brother, and they're all Australian, mind you. And they got this brother dog. I don't know whose brother it is. It could be the wife's. It could be the dude's. I think it's the wife's. I'm surprised he isn't fucking her too. And I'm like, and I'm looking at the kids, and I'm like, okay. First, both kids are girls, even though the one blue one looks like a boy, but they just all look the same. They look like the kids look like the adults, but they're just smaller, and they're kids, and they talk like kids, and they're supposed to be both girls, not boy or girl. You would think in cartoons like that they would have a boy and a girl child dogs, just like the dad and the mom. That's how they usually do the cartoons. They don't just say, oh, no, these are both girls. They usually have, like, a boy and a girl, just like in Rugrats when they had Phil and Lil. And they have, you know, well, they do also have brother and brother, like Tommy and what's his little brother's name? I forgot what his brother's name was. Tommy Pickles and his little brother. But then you got Chucky and his Asian sister, and I think it was just stepsister, because I think she was already born or something before that, you know. But stuff like that, and then I look at this Bluey thing, and I'm like, yeah, you dogs want to just fuck, don't you? And then another thing that really threw me off for a loop. Now, mind you, me getting out of the dirty mind section of this game, because I'm just looking at the female dog and the male dog. I'm like, come on, let's get some dirty dogging going on here. Let's get down and dirty. Let's go doggy style. You know, I could go on forever with the dirty dog jokes, but then I'm playing this game. You got to go, they make you go from one side of the house to the other side of the house to the backyard, this, that, and we have to go through their house, and I'll play, I was playing today as the mama dog, because I'm like, why not play as the bitch? I know, sorry, excuse me for that, I had to say it. Little kids listen to this, sorry. I was playing as the bitch. That's another name for a female dog. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not just derogatory. That's an actual term for dog. I'm guilty as charged. I am dirty. Bad Mike. Bad Mr. Mike. Bad Mr. Podcaster. But dirty as it is, yeah, I'm going through the house, back to the house. It is so big. I'm like, what the hell are these fucking dogs? What do they do? How do they own this gigantic mansion of a house? It's like, got like a kitchen upstairs and other stuff upstairs. They got the kitchen upstairs. They got this other rooms. They got all like this huge house. They got a small backyard, mind you. Like the backyard's a little small, but a huge house. I mean, this thing is gigantic. I know there's 4 of them, but this house is gigantic. I'm like, I don't own a house like that. What the fuck do these dogs do that they make so much money to pay for this house? And they live in Australia, I guess? So if they live in Australia, their house has to be extra expensive because nothing is cheap in Australia, mate. Man, mate, and nothing is cheap in Australia, so they must be making big money. They must be like the dog whisperers or something, or they're the new crocodile hunters or something. I don't know, mate, but shit, the house is huge. I'm like, what are they doing, doggy porn or something that they're making all this money? I know I'm going down in doggy dirty again, but I don't understand it. How do they have a huge house? Kids must be watching this going and looking at their small 2-bedroom apartments or something and looking around going, Mom, where's Dad? Why do we have this small little place and these dogs have this gigantic mansion with all this stuff in the kitchen up top? This big, huge kitchen up top and all these play places and everything else? And I gotta live with 5 brothers and sisters? Oh boy, that game is like totally out there, and the dumbest task: bounce the balloon up and don't let it hit the floor. Let's play the floor is lava. And what next? Oh, help your uncle go through the sprinklers by turning off the sprinklers before he can go through because he doesn't want to get his hair wet. Oh no, because he just had it blown. And I'm like looking at these tasks and I'm like, wow, these are the dumbest, most retarded tasks in a video game ever. And I played some very bad video games, but this one, whew, what a stinker, mate. What a stinker. If I didn't need those Achievos so bad and points so bad off of that, I wouldn't be playing this at all. But unluckily and thankfully, I'm going to be playing through the whole game just to get the extra achievements and those Game Pass points and stuff like that, just because it's an easy game. You just go and do what they tell you to do, and then it's another achievement unlocked. So that's Bluey, the video game. I'm playing that on Series X, and all you little kids, stay the freak away from that game. Stay the freak away. Parents, keep your kids away from that game because that's a dark, dark game. And of course, lastly, finally, the main attraction, folks. The main man, the main game. The main game. Knock, knock, open up the door. The main game, people. StarWars Outlaws. I think you heard of it. I know not a lot of people are talking about it, and the very, 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 very few people that I've been listening to on their podcasts or watching videos from, which really I have not seen anybody even play this game much on anything. Like, and I was watching stuff from the videos from the most, I guess still prestigious people, the people that actually get most of the views and stuff, like Giant Bomb and Nextlander and Jeff Gerstmann, and just to name a few. And then you got some other big streamers and stuff. I have not been seeing, besides me, I've been streaming this game a lot and playing this game, and I'm going to have 2 Let's Plays. I have not seen or heard much of StarWars Outlaws. And like I said, the stuff that I hear, that I heard and watched was very, very little. And it is very surprising to me. Now, note, I heard a lot of good things about the game. Like Jeff Gerstmann, he loves the game. He loves the StarWars Outlaws. He thinks it's great. And I'm like, wow, Jeff Gerstmann likes a game. Stop, hold the presses, people. Jeff Gerstmann of the Jeff Gerstmann Show likes a game. Former Giant Bomb, Jeff Gerstmann, if you didn't know, he likes a video game, people. He likes a video game. Oh, shit. Don't jump out a window. Watch out, people. A game that Jeff Gerstmann likes. And then he starts hating on everything else afterwards. But, wow, I was in shock when he says he really liked the game. And then you got other people that I would have definitely thought would have liked the game. Some of the Nextlander people and some other people. And they're just dogging the game. They're just like, oh, this game is sloppy and the controls are wonky and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I can understand some of your little criticism, but the controls are okay. Sure, yes, Nyx does take a little while to get going when you do the go over there, Nyx, go steal that, go play dead, go annoy that character, go jump on that character's head and slash and fight him. That's a few things that Nyx can do, and yeah, I can understand that, but and sometimes Kay doesn't do what she's supposed to do in the game and stuff. There's a little bit of hiccups in it, but I don't think they're game breakers at all. I don't think it makes the game bad at all. I really like the game, and I've been playing a lot of the game. Like, at first, when I started playing StarWars Outlaws and getting into the systems and everything else, I'm like, okay, there's a little learning curve on certain things, but it seems like it's very straightforward. And then I was like getting a little, not frustrated, but I was getting a little like, okay, maybe this might not be the easiest game for me to play because it's all mostly stealth. There's a lot of stealth to this game. There's a lot of stealth things you have to do in this game. Stealth missions and stuff. It's a lot of stealthy. It's not a lot of shooty. You can turn it into some shooty, which I do try to do or tend to do most of the time because I like to. But a lot of it is trial and error, trying to get through with your character, Kbps, and her little creature, fun creature, cute, fun, super cute creature, Nyx, which I want a plushie of him. And God damn it, Ubisoft, God damn it, Disney / Star Wars / Lucasfilm, whoever makes the toys, you better get me a plushie of Nyx. Because I seen one out there. That I don't know if it's just a bootleg one that somebody's been making on eBay or whatnot, but I only seen it there. I didn't see it anywhere else. I didn't see it on Amazon or anywhere else, but you better start making some plushies of Nyx because I want a fucking Nyx plushie. And I want it now. Because he's cute as shit. I thought Grogu from Star Wars from The Mandalorian was cute and cuddly. And I have a couple plushes of him too. I got a little action figure, got a little plush. I think I got a pop vinyl figure of him too. He's cute as shit. But Nyx, fucking adorable. Nyx should go onto the Mandalorian show or that movie that they're coming out with. They're going to start making or they're starting to make or whatever. It's the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I think, what do they call it? The Mandalorian and Grogu movie? Is that what it's called? And they should put Nyx as a guest star in it, because that would be the ultimate cuteness in Star Wars, people. People would be just going to that movies going, oh, it's Nyx and Grogu together. Ah! Because he's so cute. If he was real, I would have him as a pet, because Nyx is awesome. He's an awesome, God damn it, you Star Wars creator. I don't know who created it. I don't know if it was a Ubisoft side of the joint or if it was the side of Lucasfilm. Maybe it was a partnership. I don't know. I got to look this up. I should look this up. Who created Nyx? Was it Ubisoft or Lucasfilm? Who created Nyx from Star Wars Outlaws? Sorry, I gotta type this in. Who created the character? The character Nyx. Okay, let's see if this comes up with the correct thing. How Nyx was created. Okay, who created Nyx? Okay, yes, Nyx was created to be part of Kay's character thing from the beginning. Star Wars Outlaws developers reveal how the companion creature Nyx was created. How it was built up in the release. Interviews with the developers. They discussed crime syndicates featured in the game, taking into how Ubisoft created a whole new planet. Nyx was created to be part of Kay's character from the very beginning. In the trailers, you see a younger Kay Vest liberating Nyx from a cage on her homeworld of Cantonisa. I wonder if they're going to show that that part where she's young, like a back thing. Kay even has a tattoo of Nyx on her arm, and Nyx is described as the only being in the galaxy for whom Kay truly trusts. Nyx in return is fiercely loyal to Kay and willing to do anything for her. Nerve director Navid Kavari says the partnership between Kay and Nyx was always central to the game. But who created it? Was it them at Ubisoft? Was it Ubisoft that created for the Star Wars universe? I'm looking at all these Nyx pictures. They're so cute. Okay, well, having companion to discuss. Okay, first coming up with the character. I'm just reading this. The lizard creature and monkey inspired by a boo from Aladdin. I knew it! I was saying that in one of my streams. I'm like, this seems too good to be true. I said, hey, doesn't the Kay Vess and Nyx characters of Star Wars Outlaws seem a little like the characters Aladdin and Abu from Aladdin? And it says it right here. Looked at the lengthier process. Various initial designs were discussed, including a lizard creature and a monkey inspired by Abu from Aladdin. I wonder what else they came up with from that. But it was a challenge finding the balance between relatable companion and character that had a useful functionality in game. Lucasfilm's Steve Blank opened up on the process that led to the idea of a pet character like Nyx. It really started from the story necessity perspective as we defined Kay and who she was. She knew she was growing up as a bit of a loner, outcast, and we started thinking through, okay, in Star Wars vernacular, what types of companions have we seen before? We've seen Wookiees, we've seen droids, we've seen a mix of eclectic other types of characters and species, and we really then were like, okay, what's a real world parallel for that? And the pet came up, okay. Nyx is a brand new species to Star Wars known as Merkul, Merkul, McQAL, McCall. He's he's the only known creature of his kind in the galaxy, making him even more unique to this game. Not many details have been revealed but the art director states that he comes from a jungle planet and is still a wild creature with sharp teeth, though he has a softer characteristics that make him adorable and a fan favorite. He also looks a little like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. It's like they added a little bit of Lilo and Stitch to it as well. They're talking about more stuff that makes Nix on this. But I'm guessing this was just a collaboration. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like it was just a big collaboration between both, the people at Ubisoft, at Massive Entertainment at Ubisoft, and Lucasfilm. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm seeing here. So between the two people, Ubisoft and that Nix was created. That's what I'm getting here. That's what basically the story was. It wasn't just he wasn't just a creature that was in the Star Wars universe yet already, and Lucasfilm didn't directly come up with the thing. It was both Ubisoft and some help from Lucasfilm. So he's a brand new creature, and yeah. Okay, so there you go. There we go, folks. That's how the beautiful creature of Nix came to be. Whew, we talked a lot about Nix, didn't we? He's cute. He's cuddly. He's a badass character. Badass partner. And like I said, just like they were saying a little bit in there, he's a concept of Abu and Aladdin. And Kay is a little bit like Aladdin, but the female version of Aladdin in the Star Wars universe. So bringing all the Disney stuff into the Star Wars universe there. So yeah, anyways, what was I talking about before I went right to Nix and stuff? Yeah, I was talking about how there's not that much covered. Yeah, not many people are talking about this game. And like I said, at the start, I was like, okay, little challenging, little stuff I had to learn and stuff. I know it was stealthy and I'm not really good at it, but I am learning. I am actually adapting to the game a lot more. And right now I'm really doing really decent in the game. I'm not the best at it, but I'm doing decent. And I just found out also in my last recording, my last Let's Play recording of Star Wars Outlaws, I found out something that I didn't know, that I didn't really change anything. I was playing on the harder settings because they defaulted me, I think, out of the gate, and I didn't see that I was able to change the gameplay, certain gameplay settings at first, because I didn't know that was a thing in the game. But there's the easiest difficulty, which is story difficulty. I wasn't on story difficulty. I was on a much harder scale, and I'm like, oh, maybe that's why I keep dying more often and doing stuff. Now I'm still doing not as good in the, open world or getting caught and taken or whatnot. But okay, now it's a little bit easier because I put everything down to story mode. I got some more of the handicapped things on that I should have from somebody like me that plays this game to make it a little bit easier. And yeah, I didn't know about those gameplay settings at all. I really did not. And then I found it out when I was going through the menu. When I first found out, I was reading like an IGN article. And then I went through I looked, I'm like, what the fuck? And then I went on the game and I'm like, I'm looking at the settings. I'm like, oh, shit. They're right. I'm not on anything. Now I put it all down to story because I like to play the games, I hate to say as easy as possible because that's me. because I don't have that quickness. I don't have all that stuff. I need a little help. I'm a little older, but I want to enjoy the game my way. So I play it in story mode because I want to enjoy the story and the surroundings and everything in the game. So that's why I do that. Sure, I could have left it all the way it was, but it was a little more difficult. So I'm glad I found out about it early on. But it's still got some difficulties in a lot of the game. But it is a definite more so-called stealth game. It's a looting, less shooting, but looting type of game. It's more, you're more like Hitman meets Assassin's Creed-ish type of things. Now, it doesn't, even though it's a Ubisoft game, it doesn't have all the Ubisoft characteristics in the game, like a lot of the climbing aspects. I'm really surprised that Kbps isn't the best climber, which I can understand because maybe they wanted to make her character more, I don't know, realistic to a Star Wars universe. She isn't in the Assassin's Creed universe, so of course she can't climb every mountain and stuff and stick to everything, every cliffside and stuff, so I can understand that. But they do some things that I found out in Star Wars Outlaws that I found really amazing, are really fun, and really, it's amazingly fun, and it helps me out a great deal. I found out when she's in like smoke, like there's some like smoke coming out of vents on the bottom of the floor. She's in some brush or some tall grass or something. She can hide from the enemies, and she's got a little feature to her character where you can have her whistle by pushing the left control button, the left directional arrow, or the right directional arrow on your D-pad on your Xbox controller. At least I'm sure it's the same with the PlayStation controller, but if you push the right D-pad arrow, whatever you want to call it, the right D-pad click button, she'll whistle, and then the guards, if you're close enough to like one of these people or guards or something, and you want to get around them, and there's no other way to do it but to take them out if they're not superly armored and stuff, you can whistle in the grass and they go, huh? They do the whole Assassin's Creed, huh? And then they actually go looking for where that sound is, and then when they get close enough to you, you tap X, at least on my Xbox controller, I hit X, and you knock them out, you drag them down, or sometimes Nyx comes out and grabs them, helps you pull them down, and then you just yank them down, knock them out and stuff. Sometimes they got that animation as well. And that's a really cool thing. And I'm going to spoil this a little bit because this is in one of my Let's Play videos. I was learning how to do that even better using this one super hard mission. This is it's the counterfeit credits mission. You'll find out if you play the game. It's really early on. It's a counterfeit credits mission, and I'm in the syndicate section of the game, and I'm really bad with them. At least I was. Now I'm in good with every faction right now, the 3 factions that I have to start off with. But the syndicate faction, I was really bad with them because I didn't really care for them, but I was really bad with them at first. And I couldn't go into their place. So I had to sneak in, go through vents, go through stuff just to get into the syndicate part so I can complete this counterfeit mission, and also talk to another person in there that I had to talk to for another mission. And I had to take all these guards down because if they spot you, it's hands up and you're getting thrown out of there. It's like right away. And it doesn't matter how close. And this is the part that was bothering me about the game. The only main part of this mission of where you can't shoot. You can't shoot anything in these. They won't even let you get your gun out. You can only sneak and go in there. It's not a sneak and then gun. There's certain parts where they let you gun. They give you the option. Do you want to sneak or do you want to gun these people down? There are certain places and sections in the game where you're allowed to do that, where you can figure it out for yourself. But then there's some places parts of the jobs where you're like, no, you gotta sneak through this. You can't let them see you at all. Sorry, Kbps, you can't use that little blaster of yours or the knockout thing. You gotta figure it out for yourself. So I figured out, and this isn't 100% foolproof or a foolproof plan, but it works very well. You'll see it in the video. Like I said, you do the whistling, you hide behind something, and hopefully they don't spot you right away. Like, I was behind this one covered railing system on the one side, and then there was the boxes on the other side. I was supposed to use Nix to distract the lady guard, but I guess I was having some trouble capturing her with Nix to get that option to do so, and she was going up this stairway or the ramp by the railing, but she was close enough for me to actually grab her, and I didn't even know until the last second. I'm like, oh, it's giving me the X option, so I hit X. I grabbed the guard lady, smashed her head into the freaking railing system, flipped her over, and knocked her the freak out. And I was like freaking out in the video. You'll see me. I was like, holy shit, I didn't know I could do that. That was very fun. That was an amazing thing. That was like, this is like Assassin's Creed now. I could just do this. And that's what I did throughout that whole sneaky mission, because there was no way I could just sneak around past all these guards because they were guarding all the areas and there was no way to get around them. I had to like sneak up close to them, but not too close to get caught, because if they catch you right away, they can sound an alarm or whatever. And if they catch you right away, then it's hands up. You can't do nothing. You can't even try to run away, which I think is a very stupid thing of the game. I think this is a bad thing for the game, and Ubisoft, anybody at Ubisoft for this game listening about this, I just want to say this is the only bad thing. I think you guys should adjust this a little bit better, or make it a little bit better, because it's not like they captured me. It's not like they caught me, or putting the gun right in my face, right next to me. This is when they're actually at a distance where it's like, I could still dodge and run away, because Kbps has a dodge option. You can hit like, I think it's right or left bump. I forgot if it's the right and left bumpers or if it's using the analog sticks or something. But you can have K just dodge and dart out of the way, and she can run and slide and do some really good moves. She's got a really good moveset where she can duck, dodge, roll, stuff like that. She's like Lara Croft. They give her a little bit of a Lara Croft Tomb Raider body and vibe. Look at her. You can see, if you're watching the video of this podcast, you can see her body. She's got a Tomb Raider-esque body. Now, she doesn't have the massive hoo-has as Lara Croft, but she's still got that Lara Croft vibe. But she's also confident. Even though she's not really supposed to be super confident in the game, she pretends to be confident in the game because she's this outlaw kind of girl, young outlaw girl. She's trying to be confident and be like, hey, I'm a badass. I'm going to go make my way by myself, because she's a loner, and she's got that Tomb Raider vibe. She looks like she's Lara Croft from Tomb Raider, just with different hair and a different style, but she's still got that Tomb Raider, and she could duck, dodge, do all that cool shit, and it's like, okay, and it could be very helpful, but in little stuff like that where they don't let you try to even get away, and it's like, hands up, they caught you. Okay, did they really catch me? No, the guard is like super far away from me, and you're telling me you've been captured. I don't like that. That was kind of annoying to me, and that's also in the it's in the second video. It's in the second Let's Play video. The first Let's Play video, I don't know if I had any. I might have had some, but in the second Let's Play video, I had a couple, oh, hands up, oh, you can't go anywhere. And she just goes, okay, and then she just goes down because she doesn't want to get shot or something. I'm like, Kay, you could easily just jump and dodge out of the way and run behind the crates and get the fuck out of there, and they would never be able to catch you. And then you could just like climb up a ladder or something, wait for them to come and try to chase you down and jump off of there and knock them down. I don't think you can do that either. I don't think you can jump off of like a ledge or something and tackle any of these bad guys or guards or anything either. That's another thing she doesn't have the ability to do, is like jump off something and tackle them like they do in Assassin's Creed. they got a little bit of the Assassin's Creed elements in there, but not like that. So this is totally something where they're like, okay, we're going to distance this ourselves in this game a little bit away from the Assassin's Creeding, because most of Ubisoft's games out there, they got a lot of the Assassin's Creeding shit going on. Even in, I think, in the Far Cry games, and they even have that kind of stuff happening in the Avatar game and a lot of their other projects. They got that Assassin's Creeding kind of thing going on where you can jump and dodge and jump off a cliff onto somebody and knock them out or kill them or something. In this one, she doesn't really do that. That's not her personality or characteristics, apparently. So, but she can still get away, but they don't let you always get away. But if you're far enough away and they can't, that symbol of theirs don't go fully red, because they have a little ticker that goes when they fully can sound the alarm, and I guess that supposedly alerts everybody else to capture you. I don't know. It makes no sense a little bit, but on how it works. Because if they're not close enough to me to even capture me. Even if they saw me and they know who I am, they should be still trying to chase me down. Not just say, here, hands up. And I should have that option. I heard stuff about there's like different options, but I should have the option of not just having to put my hands up and saying, no, I'm good. I'm gonna get down on the ground. You can kick me out now. No, I should have the option saying, fuck you. I'm going the other way. Dirt bags, you nerf herders, I'm getting the hell out of here. But they don't let me do that, so what can I say on that? But anywho, I've been doing the stealth action type of gameplay, learning from my Assassin's Creed roots on just ducking them. I'll get up close enough to them so they can at least try to spot me when the arrows go up above their heads, and it's a little like the arrows go up on their heads, like it looks a little like Metal Gear Solid-ish, where it's like where they spot you, and it's like, oh, they got the yellow exclamation point over their head. They kind of see me, but they don't. So I'll just dart the other way, and I'll let them go because they'll got to see what it is. So they're like, okay, I gotta go see what this is, and they'll go up the ramps, they'll check. And then they'll get bored a little bit. They'll look and they'll be like, they don't see me. And I'll be like somewhere close-ish by, but not where they can see me. And then they'll start turning around to go the other direction. And then I'll have K whistle again. I'll whistle again and they'll go, huh? And hopefully I'm close enough to do that, or else I have to get close enough to do that and whistle. So they go, huh? And then they start turning around, because they don't just turn around when they hear that. They just go, huh? And then they turn around. They give you that extra second before they turn around when you whistle. So I'll whistle again or something, or I'll have Nix distract them by stealing something from them or attack them again or something, so they come looking for him or whatever. And I'll whistle and I'll make sure they come to me. And that's what I did for that whole mission. I had them come to me. I didn't go to them too much. I had them come to me. I brought them to my spot, and I was hiding in the mists. I was hiding in it was the floor, what do they call it? It was the floor vents, and it was blowing all the steam through the floor vents, and they can't see me in the steam, apparently. I'm ducking down in the steam. I'm like, oh, this is great. And I didn't find this out until a little bit later, because I was like, there's a lot of steam coming out of these vents. And I was like, you know what? And I said this in the video, I got to try this out. I don't know if this will work, but there's a lot of steam coming out of vents. I wonder if I can hide in the steam and have them come at me, or have them not see me. And sure enough, I'm glad I checked that out, because sure enough, I'm like, oh shit. I could just hide in this mist, the steam the whole time, have them come in the steam and knock them out one by one. And that's what I did. I had them knocked out one by one. Now, there was this one lady guard that was just like the rest of them, but she was fucking smart as shit, or ignorant as shit, and she did not fall for my shit. 2 out of the 3 times she did not fall for my shit. She was the one that caught my motherfucking ass from far away, mind you. She was like catching my ass, and I was having to put the hands up and go down. And she was brutal. I mean brutal. And I was pissed because I'm like, what the hell? I got every single other guard in this syndicate, in the Crimson Dawn syndicate, to come to me for me to take them down and out. But you're telling me this one stupid guard, this one stupid little guard got me those times. Third time was the charm. I think it was the third time. It could have been the fourth. I lost count. But the last time was the charm. She came. I got her into that steam. I almost fucked it up, mind you. It was almost, because I fucked it up once, but I didn't fuck it up this time. And I got her in the steam, knocked her out, and I was like, shit. I was free to roam the whole thing. Sure, they had other like syndicate characters in there, but they don't go after you because they're not the guards or the anything. They're just a merchant and machinists or whatever. They don't care. They don't give a shit. They're not gonna go after you. They know you're not gonna go after them. But that's how I did that mission, and it was sweet. It was a sweet, sweet mission. I learned a lot from that. Cause like I said, if it's something you can't run and gun with and you got a stealth, that is a great way to do it. Like I said, and it started off decently, you know, when I first started the game, you know, learning the ropes, learning what you can do and what you can't do. Now I'm leveling up. I've leveled up my ship a lot. I leveled up my gun a lot. I leveled up my character a lot. I gave Nix a nice little scarf. He's got a cute little scarf. It's been pretty damn good game. I'm mostly liked by the Pike Syndicate. That's the one I'm sticking with the most, and then it's going to be the Huts. I'm reading up a lot on what is the best approach to the game, which syndicates to go with the most, which ones to maybe stay away from the most, and it's pretty much the Crimson Dawn you should stay away from the most. That's what I've been reading and hearing from most people. I hear because the Crimson Dawn doesn't have that much territory outside of your main hub. What is it? What is the main hub here? The main let me go to here. The main trying to think. I'm trying to see here. Hold up. Let's see locations. Give me a second here. There's a lot to look at. Shoot. Is it crashed? Is it crashed? Underworld crashed. Already did all that. Myrogana. Okay. So at Myrogana, that's where I'm at. I don't know if that's what the planet's called, but it's Myrogana because I stole a ship. I stole a little ship from whatever, and in the beginning of the game, and you crash at this place, and I think it's Myrogana, and it's a city. It's a big city where a lot of the outlaws and people are at. It's like one of the main city hubs where all the factions are at, and you got the Crimson Dawn, you got the Pikes, you got the Huts, you got the Empire there and stuff, and they're all there, and basically you're learning the ropes, you're taking on contracts and stuff to do certain missions or whatever. Mostly I'm trying to take stuff that I'm being careful now that I know more about the system. I am reading the contracts to see how much this could fuck up or hurt a certain faction over another. And even though I've been doing stuff that's been going against the Pike Syndicate, it's stuff that doesn't ruin my reputation with them because there's this reputation system with them. Like I said, I had the worst reputation with Crimson Dawn because I just kept fucking them in the ass over and over again because I don't like the Crimson Dawn. I think they're the worst. And it even says in the game they're the worst and least faction that you need to worry about in the game because they don't have that much territory outside of the main planet that you're at, the first planet that you're at. They don't really have anything outside of that planet. So it's like, okay, So now I'm going more with the Pike Syndicate and the Hutts and, of course, the Empire. And I'm just being careful of what contracts I take. How do I take them? How do I do the work with these syndicates? I know it's going to go back and forth because there's a lot of main missions that you have to go into. Like I just broke into the Empire thing, not Stronghold, but it's one of their bases on the planet. And I had to steal a device. And then I got to go back in that same section, which is going to be a little challenging because the Empire has a wanted level on my ass. I already have a death mark on my ass because Kbps gets a death mark on her because of her past nuisances. So she's got a death mark on her, but now the Empire wants me because I stole a thing and took and ran, and they know who it was. And then now I got to go try to infiltrate this one Empire base to talk to what is it? It's the trying to think here. Not the stash. What do they call it? I'm trying to think of the slicer. Yeah, the slicer. Because there's this thing where you go in to unlock things, and it's a little puzzle mini game, and it's a slicing mini game. And I got to talk to the slicer lady, I guess, to get the ability to do some advanced slicing and stuff like that. And there's stuff like that throughout the game if you want to level up a lot of your skills and stuff for doing stuff like that. And it's just something that's going to be a little more challenging for me because the Empire wants me. But I'm going to be trying to find out how to get my wanted level down because it has the wanted level, especially from the factions, but mainly from the Empire. But I think other factions can have a wanted level on me as well. But the main one is the Empire, and their wanted level is basically just like you would in GTA. If you find a certain point, you got to go hack a special computer that drops your wanted level down. Now, note, in GTA, you just go find a star or something, and you just lower your stars that way. But and that was in the past GTAs. I think the latest GTAs, wasn't GTA 6 and stuff, didn't they not have this thing where you go through to get stars? You just had to wait till your rep went down after a long time. Like you had to wait it out. Well, in this, you had to go like to a corrupt official, which the corrupt stormtrooper, not officer, the Empire's officer was not really gonna help me out with it. So I'll have to find like a little base camp, like a little camp where the stormtroopers and people are at, or death troopers. They say like an officer and death troopers, and I have to kill them all. Take the card off the not the trooper, but the officer. Get the officer's key card, get into the computer, and get rid of my wanted level that way. So if I can do it that way on the planet, that could help me be able to get my ass into that Empire stronghold so I could talk to the splicer, so I could get my thing working and spliced. I can get my splicing skills better, and that's going to help me throughout my missions going forward with these stupid splicing missions. I don't really care for the splicing missions. There's another thing when you have to go through certain doors, you got to unlock and you got to use your lock picking skills. That is a hit and miss for me too, because I'm not really good at tap the button. You know, it's like playing a little game of Rock Band with this door, or Simon. It's like Simon, but with a door, and you gotta wait till the thing flashes. It's gotta go beep beep, or it's gonna go beep 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 beep, depending on the door and how many flashes this thing's gonna have. And you gotta follow with the button press on your right trigger to those flashes and stuff. And it's really a challenge for somebody, like I said, with slow fingers. Skills, and I'm like getting it wrong. It's like and I'm finally like, okay, follow the rhythm, Mr. Mike. Bam, 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 bam. And like I said, for me, it's hit or miss. I am getting better at it, but it's not the lock picking and that splicing isn't my most favorite things. They're not really things that I favor too much about the game, but I learned to do them as best I can, and I've been doing pretty well with them, even though I got a no fail thing for them as well. So, it's that. But otherwise, I've been progressing right now through the game. At first, I was saying I was not progressing at the game. Like, I think it was on my last live stream. I wasn't progressing as well. Now I feel like I am going to be able to progress a lot faster. And I'm taking a lot of these side missions. I'm looking at the contracts and I'm like, okay, this pays a lot. This pays a lot. This is going to fuck this person over too much, blah, 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 blah. So I'm taking missions and earning credits, trying not to piss off the other factions too much and try to keep peace with all the factions as best I can, and then try to raise my reputation through each faction, which you don't have to do, I don't think, but it makes it easier because the better your reputation is with each faction, the better the prices are at their local dealers and stuff, their local sellers and stuff like that. They let you into more like official / restricted areas and stuff like that. And if you're well trusted and liked, that they won't bother go after you and stuff when you do some naughty stuff. So I'm trying to get good with the factions first to level up my reputation with most of them. Even with the Pikes a little bit, but with the Pikes, they're good now. Before they were very poor, but I got them to good. I'm going to try to keep them just that good, and at least, because like I said, I don't have to worry about that faction, I guess, as much, because that's what people were saying in the game already that's played more of the game than I have. But I'm going to focus more on the Pike Syndicate, because the Pike Syndicate supposedly is going to give me a lot more leeway with the Empire and a lot more valuable, should I say, supplies that'll help me get through the Imperial bases and stuff like that into certain Imperial whereabouts and stuff, which, because they got that in with the Empire and they got that special way of getting around the Empire stuff. And then the Hutt Cartel, that's going to be mostly Tatooine and stuff like that, so they'll be the one syndicate that's more bossly at that syndicate. But that's when that path heads down to it. Excuse me for the yawn. It is a good game, and I am definitely can't wait to play more today. Like I said, I'll play a little bit of Yakuza 4 or something on Mirage Alley or something, and then I'm gonna go ahead and play more StarWars Outlaws on my TV set and stuff in my living room. I've been playing StarWars Outlaws on my Xbox Series X through my PC here because I've been mostly just capturing the game on there. I have not been playing too much on my big screen TV, but I want to play more on that. Another kind of a thing, and everybody's been mentioning it about the game, is that it's a little muddy looking. It looks a little like graphy, like muddy looking. And I have all the grain, the film grain, all the whatchamacallit. I got all that other crap off. Lens flares, stuff like that. I always take out the film grain and stuff. But the game still looks muddy-ish and a little... If you take a screenshot of it, it looks like it's made in like a pixely type of a look to it. It's got a weird texture painting, like oil painting look to it. That's what it looks like. The game looks like it's got this oil painting look to it, to the game. And I don't know why they chose that. I think they just chose it to make it look really old school, like, back in the 80s, this old rustic worlds and stuff, dusty, grimy. And that does give it all that grimy worn down look, but it also is when you want to capture the video of it or capture a photo of the game. Like I want to take a screenshot. You look at it, you're like, wow, Kbps looks so pixelated in that video or that picture, and everything looks really crappy in that picture. It's like, wow, Ubisoft, you know how to make your game look good when you're playing, but when you get off of it, it looks like if you take any video or pictures of it, it looks really shitty. Like, and it's like, wow. But it is a design. It is their artful design. But I guess a few people don't like that. I hear a lot of people didn't like that. And like I said, I hear that it's not selling as good, Star Wars Outlaws, and I still don't understand why when there's a lot of Star Wars fans out there. We'll find out, because I heard like Ubisoft sales have been down or something. I don't know the whole ordeal. The only thing I know about the ordeal with this game, Star Wars Outlaws, was the whole fact that, and we can get into this because this is in the game's news, that Ubisoft, mainly the PS5 players, got annoyed. So it's and this isn't resolved yet. I wouldn't think it's resolved yet because people are gamers, if they're paying extra to play a game early, they're not gonna like it when they have to redo all the progress. But apparently there was a forced bug in the game in the PS5 version directly. And if you were playing it early, apparently Ubisoft gives annoyed Star Wars Outlaws PS5 players who paid to play early but lost all their progress. They gave them a trinket and some loyalty points that no one wants. So the people that paid like $100+ for Star Wars Outlaws to play it, like, what was it, 3 days or 5 days earlier, 3 days early? I forgot how many days. I think it was like 3 days early or something like that. That's what it usually does. Apparently there was a thing that Ubisoft had to patch, and it was a game-breaking patch. Like they said, oh, this is going to wipe out, you're going to have to wipe out your save data for this patch. And they went ahead and did it. And everybody that played this game early on PlayStation 5, it's not saying Xbox or PC. Now, note, I didn't play this game early. I played it on the day it released. The PS5 players that were playing it early lost all of their progress. So if they were playing it for 3 days already early, they were probably taking off work or whatever. They were probably playing it. Streamers were probably playing the game, and they probably were pretty far into the game, and losing all that progress to have to start over. Whew. I guess that means that it's not always good to pay early. You can't always pay to get ahead in the world, people. It doesn't pay to get it early all the time. And I stopped. I did it a couple times back in the day where I paid to play or get something a little early, but then I stopped because I'm like, I don't care. The game's coming out a couple days later and stuff. I stopped doing it because it's not like I make money from what I'm doing here or my job, or it's not my job or anything. So I was like, I'll save some money. And not the last time I think I did that is when I got that Forza Motorsport cheap or something, and it wasn't even pay to play early. It was like if I buy the DLC, I think I bought the DLC, I was able to play Forza Motorsport or Forza Horizon early or something like that. It was something like that where I could play the game early because I purchased the DLC or something. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. It's a win-win scenario, and I did it, and I'm like, okay, I got to play it early. Well, okay. Anyways, the whole ordeal was in the wake of the release in the Star Wars Outlaws patch 1.000.002, Ubisoft warned PlayStation 5 players that they might have encountered issues with their current save if they were playing an older version of the game. The solution was a new save. So basically, the patch wiped their progress. And Ubisoft's initial initial message to this was, to the best experience the Outer Rim, we rolled out a maintenance to make sure everybody who is playing the latest, make sure everyone is playing the latest version of the game. As one of the players affected who had access to an older version of the game, we are aware you might be encountering some issues after the recent patch. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. Once you have confirmed you have the latest version, please start a new save to fully enjoy Star Wars Outlaws as our team intended. If you continue on a prior save, you will unfortunately face issues and progression blockers. Players complained that they were forced into losing hours of progress, though no fault of their own. A loss made all the worse by the fact that it was occurred during the Star Wars Outlaws early access period, which was reserved for those who paid more than $100 for the gold edition of the game. Well, it's not always a way, that's not good. Now Ubisoft has offered to make good to affected players an in-game Trailblazer trinket and 100 Ubisoft Connect units, which that doesn't seem good at all. These units are Ubisoft Connect loyalty points, which can be used on in-game rewards and Ubisoft Store discounts. So, and then Ubisoft had a latest message via the email stating, we are following up on the previous email we sent you regarding issues with the outdated version of PS5. We fully acknowledge that asking you to start a new game is not the best experience, especially during the early access period. And for that, we apologize. To make you return to the Outer Rim a little more special, we are granting you an in-game Trailblazer trinket as well. What's a Trailblazer trinket? As well as 100 Ubisoft Connect points to redeem for in-game rewards. For example, we are actively working on adding the Ubisoft Connect units to your account so you can use these as soon as possible, and you can collect the trinket from the delivery crate in the back of your Trailblazer once you reach Tashar. We appreciate your patience. We hope you enjoyed the game. And then people were talking about this game, and they were saying these units are already being called worthless by some disgruntled players. I lost 15 hours of progress, said one Redditor. Well, I explored a lot, so I took my time. Today I was forced to start all over, and I rushed in 6 hours to nearly the state where I was before. Yes, it sucks that they couldn't just release a hot fix. Yes, the compensation for it is laughable. At least they could have given us some materials to upgrade our vehicles and the blaster a little faster, but the game is still fun, and I hope no other game-breaking bugs appear later, because that would suck. Yes, that would suck. But even though I have to say dummies, but, I used to be that a long time ago, but still, if you're paying $100+ to get the game early to play the game, I would think you would be able to, if they did that, maybe give them some of their money back. Give them the choice to get like a $20, $30 at least credit to go and purchase another one of your games or off of one of your other Ubisoft games on the platform of choice or something. That's what I would think. And hold on one second, folks. I'm going to pause this for a quick second just to get a drink and stuff, and I'll be right back. You will not notice a thing. And we are back. Okay, so back to that point where I just left off at talking about, but I had to get a drink because my throat was getting dry from all the talking I'm doing. They should have gave maybe people some money back and maybe towards, some I don't know, other Ubisoft games, like if they bought the game. Well, this is a PS5 matter, so for those that purchased it for early on for the PlayStation 5 and losing all their progress, because that's the only place they said that it broke for people. They should have offered the PS5 players, like, you know, $30 credit to another PlayStation 5 game or upcoming Ubisoft game, maybe like towards that Assassin's Creed Shadows game or something. I don't know. They could have did that, but they gave them some trinkets and a little bit of that. If I was a player, I'd be really pissed too. If I paid to do that early and lost all my progress, I would have been like, that's not acceptable. And I wonder if anybody out there is shrewd enough to file a lawsuit towards Ubisoft on the matter, because, you know, you paid all this money. You're supposed to be able to play the game early and get some progress, and that was not the case. And some people get disgruntled enough, and we're in a world now where people lawyer up now for smaller things than that. So I wonder if this will escalate, or if this will just go away in a cloud of dust somewhere, like Kbps in a Steam room or something, in a Steam part of the game. Whoosh. Like I said, it doesn't always pay to play early on this stuff, because sometimes you'll get a game-breaking bug like that. And trust me, I know about game-breaking bugs. Just like Skyrim, when I played it on the 360, and twice over on the 360, my game got corrupted. The game save got corrupted on my 360, and then I played it a bit more on the Xbox One when the updated remaster version of Skyrim came out, and then I just gave up on it, and now I'm playing it on PC, and there you go. There's the story. I played it 4 times over. So, yeah. But it's fun. If people are still having fun and not complaining too much about it, hey, because I'm taking my time. And if there was ever a game-breaking bug and it wiped out all my progress that I got so far, I would probably just quit the game for a while. I'd be like, well, fuck this, Ubisoft. And I'd be saying a bunch of shit right now about Ubisoft, saying, well, they fucked me over now, and this is later. Because if they did that now to players, oh, that would burn bridges like no tomorrow, people. If they did that with like current players right now, if there was a save-breaking bug or a save-breaking update or something, ooh, that would be blood in the water for Ubisoft. Because even they're not doing as hot nowadays with their games and stuff. And this is a pretty good, strong game, and I hope it gets more coverage. I hope more people get playing and like it. It is a really good game, folks. I am having a blast with it. And like I said, and I didn't even pay that much money for it. Like I said, I saved $50 off the game because my gamer rewards points from Microsoft. So, you know, I spent less for it. So I didn't have as much, what should I say? I didn't have as much skin in the game, should I say? Because it's not like I thought this game was going to be a bad game. It's just, I was thinking, just watching the game and stuff and them showing some of the game off early on, I was like, I don't know if this game is going to be for me and all that stuff, but I gave it a chance, and I'm really liking it. I'm really digging this game, and it's a really fun game that I'm going to take to greater lengths and heights and stuff. Another thing, before I end my talk about everything Star Wars Outlaws, even though that's what this podcast is about, unless if I think of something else, talking about game saves. Now, note, you can save scum in this game, right? You can make multiple saves in this game. There's still a problem with that, though. The game still goes back, like, when you revert back to a game save, it will reset. Even if you have a save, it will reset, like, entire areas. So when I was doing that one mission for the counterfeit money and I was going through, like, one section of the tunnels and stuff, like not the tunnel, the air ducts and stuff, and I got a couple enemies and stuff, and I was behind this one door before the kitchen. There was this one door, and then there was a guy, but I got the guy. I made a save, and then I ended the game there. When I went back to that save, back to the game of that save, and I opened up that door, that guy was popped back up. And the guys in the back section that I took out, that I was needed out, they were back up and walking around and guarding their posts, and that fucked me over. And I was like really like going crazy, like, wait, I had a game save. Those guys were down. This guy was down, and they're back up and running again. So when you make a game save, don't make a game save during a mission, because it means nothing. If you're able to make a game save during a certain part of a mission or something, during like one of the going around the guards and stuff, if it lets you even do a game save, because a lot of times it doesn't let you save the game during those hectic times. And that's probably the reason why, because it's like it's not gonna be useful at all anyways, because you'll go back and everybody will be back to where they're supposed to. So that's probably why they don't let you save during those points anyways. But if you do save, make sure you're not during one of those kind of missions and during those points, because I was like, what the fuck? I took these guys down. Now they're back up, because it doesn't matter. It still will start you in the same spot that you saved at, and you still collected all the items that you collected and did what you did, but your enemies, your people that are against you will be back. They come back. And I felt like that was really interesting. I was like, oh shit, I did not know that. I did not know the enemies would be back up and guarding and walking around again. And then, like I said, that fucked me over for a little bit. And then I went back through the van and I learned how to do some other stuff. And then I got through that whole mission at the end, and I'm like, oh shit. They really don't want you to save scum. You can save and save scum. And you can do it before certain things. If you know there's like some bad guys up ahead, like outside in the world and planet, but you haven't got up against them, they haven't seen you or anything, and you're just in the normal world, you can save at that part. So if you go up there and you try to take them down and they kill you, you can start back at that save, and then you come back and they'll be back over there or whatnot, and you'll just restart again. But if you're in the middle of something, all that progress that you're in the middle of with people down and stuff and out, they'll be back up. So just reminding you, or giving you a nice update on that kind of stuff, because that was crazy when I found that out. But otherwise, Kbps, she's damn sexy, hot, and spunky, and a little bit of a... People say she's an asshole. A lot of people say she's a real bigot asshole or something. I'm like, no, she seems pretty damn perky and funny in my game. I'm not seeing her too much as a dick. She's trying to act badass. She's trying to be a badass in the game, even though she's young and sweet and stuff. And, you know, she's got that sweet look to her and stuff. But she doesn't seem like an asshole or a dick to me. I don't know where they're getting this. Maybe I get more into the game. Maybe she'll become more of an a-hole or something. I don't know. But between her and Nyx, they're a cute power couple. They're her and her pet. It's Aladdin and Abu. And like I said, Nyx is cute. He's cute and cuddly. I definitely would love to have a little plush toy of him, or a real one of him, if that, because he's a cute creature. And like I said, Kbps, she's damn hot. She's like a secondary Lara Croft to me. You know, if I met a woman like that, I'd totally date her ass. Damn right. That'd be some puppy love going on there. That'd be some Bluey going on around there, mate. Yeah, let's get some Bluey, Miss Kbps. Going back into the dark times. Oh, it's the dark times, all right. Oh, boy. Woohoo!
Knock, knock, open up the door.
Anyways, yes, fun game. Definitely recommend it on my end here. Definitely, even though I'm still on the same first planet, I consider myself early on. I'm just doing side contracts and doing all the side stuff. I'm going to the main missions once in a while, but eventually I'll push myself more out there, more into the story. I want to get off that planet eventually, go to Tatooine and all the other planets. But I'm milking it. I'm taking my time and I'm having fun. I'm having fun on what I'm doing. And there's so much area on that main planet, this main planet here, that it is just so much to do. Oh, and did I mention space? Oh yes, space. There's space battles. And I didn't mention any of that, so I got more to talk about now. Now that I thought about that, now I got more to talk about on StarWars Outlaws. You know, you could go into space in this game. And there's a lot of games that you can go into space and do space battling. And then there was the Star Wars Battlefront games, the originals, and then the newer ones that offered space battling. And then I think they got Rogue Squadron and some other things. But there's a lot of games with space battling. I didn't like any of the games that I played with space battling, especially the recent Star Wars games that EA made. I tried it out with the space battles, and the space flying and stuff seemed very slow. It looked like I was barely going with my ship. I was like flying. I'm like, why am I going so fucking slow? Why are these things whipping around my ships and stuff? Why is my ship not going? Why is it not going as fast? I was really upset by that. I was like, okay, this sucks. This ship flying and everything sucks and shooting. And I played the original Star Wars Battlefront games with the flying, and the flying's like, woo, 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 woo. You're like all over the place in those. And I'm like, oh, that's horrible, ship flying. What else? I played some other games with space flying. I forgot what they were, but it was just never really, it's not really good flying. And then came to this space flying. And then I was playing it, I'm like, okay, it feels like I'm flying a ship. They actually got it right. Ubisoft, you guys got ship flying perfect. So in your ship that K gets, or steals and gets, you fly it around. It's a battleship too. It's a little battle. You can upgrade its laser guns and its torpedoes and stuff like that. And it can maneuver. And on your controller, you can use the left analog stick to turn, to go not upside down. You could go upside down. You could go right, not right, left, but you can turn your ship side to side, like upside down fully. You could go do a spiral. You can do whatever, just to maneuver that direction. Was it like what axis is that? I forgot. I don't know my axes. But then your right controller, the right analog stick on your controller controls it for going up and down the ship, meaning going up and down side to turning right, turning left, stuff like that. So that's what that analog stick has. So when you use both analog sticks, one analog stick to make it turn. So if you're going through like a broken ship or something, like a broken Star Destroyer, and it's got the piping system in there, and you have to turn the ship to go fit through that piping system sideways and stuff, you use the left analog stick to turn your ship sideways and right side up, and it's really fun. Or if you want to go upside down, and it's really fun, and it feels like I'm really flying the ship. I'm hitting the booster. The booster's sending my ship even faster out there. I'm turning and I'm flying around, and then I'm coming across bad guys, space pirates and stuff, and I'm shooting the space pirates, and they're shooting me, and I'm getting my shield up, and I'm shooting I'm locking on them and learning to press A to shoot my rocket at them, my missile at them, because I keep forgetting I have the missile launcher on my ship. And it's just amazing, and it feels so good. And I feel like such a badass in space playing this, and I'm flying all around this broken shipyards and the Star Destroyers and stuff, and going to ports, going to the Empire Galactic ship that I had to raid or sneak through and raid, and then I went there's a spaceport out there, and it's really fun and it feels really good. And I'm collecting cargo in space, like I'm breaking up open cargo ships, or some of the pirate ships, they have cargo on them, and if you blow them up, some cargo will fly out up in space. And it felt like something from Assassin's Creed as well when I was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where you were steering your ship, your boat ship through the waters, and you're taking out the bad guys and you sink their ships, and then their cargo's floating there. You can go and have your guys claw it and bring it onto your ship. That's the same thing, but in space. And it's really good. And it's like, it's making me want to say, but Ubisoft already tried this with Skull and Bones because they were following Black Flag and Odyssey on their ship-to-ship battles, meaning their boat battles, and it wasn't doing so hot with the Skull and Bones game. But I'm really tempted to say, hey, Ubisoft, maybe for the future Star Wars game you do, maybe you should do a Star Wars space battle game, which you could go on the different spaceships and do different things. I'm just saying, because they made the space ship piloting really good. I am really, really, really happy. And I spent a lot of time in space. It's really fun going up there to do missions and going through stuff, blasting stuff, fighting, dog fighting and stuff. It feels like I was watching a Star Wars movie. When Han Solo and them are shooting from the Millennium Falcon at the bad guys, and you're rocket fire. It felt so natural. And I think Ubisoft and the team that made the game massive. I think it was massive. I shouldn't quote myself on it, but the people over there, I'm just gonna say Ubisoft. They did an extremely good job at the space part of this game, and you being able to, because you can do it in Starfield too, and that was okay. Starfield space flying, I should say, was okay. It wasn't perfect, but it was okay, and it was a little trickier to fly and shoot and kill, unless if you had my massive ship that I got in Starfield. But that was okay. It was a lot. It definitely was a lot better than Star Wars Battlefront games and stuff. I did some ship to ship battling in Starfield, but you didn't have that much of it. And sometimes when you got into situations in your ship to ship battling in Starfield, like right away you hyper jump and then you come into all these enemies coming at you. You never felt like you had an advantage against them all the time. In this, it feels like, oh shit, there's a lot of shit going on, but you can have an advantage. And then sometimes the Empire sends out their guys to kill these pirates, because these pirates are trying to do something near the Empire station. And so you got all the TIE fighters come in, and then you're fighting in a battle, and you're trying not to hit the TIE fighters because you don't want the Empire on you, and you're shooting and destroying the pirates, but yet the TIE fighters are sometimes hitting you with their laser cannons and stuff, because they don't give a shit about you. They're not attacking you directly, but if you're in their way when they're trying to shoot other ships and stuff, they're going to shoot your ship up too, because you're in their way. So you got to try to keep out of their way and try to get the pirates down. Also probably sort of helping out the Empire, which they might take notice that you actually helped them out, destroy the pirates, so they might actually give you better reputation points for the Galactic Empire, stuff like that. But spaceship to ship battling, I give it 2 thumbs way up. I think it's really amazing. I think the controls are amazing. I'm sure other podcasters out there, gamers, whatever, they're going to go and they're going to talk on their podcasts or whatever, and they're going to be like, oh, that ship that space battling and stuff is so weak. It's so stupid. It's horrible. Some Vinny Caravel's gonna go, I don't like the controls of the ship battling in the Star Wars Outlaws game. Oh, going to space sucks. And I'm gonna be like, shut up, Vinny. Shut up, old man. Because I like it. They made it for me. They made it for me, and I don't care if others don't like it. I like it. I think that was one of the best things, and that makes the game even bigger, and it makes it even more exciting. And eventually, I might get a bigger crew. I know it's just me and Nix and that other guy with the weird face and tongue, whatever his name is. But eventually, we're supposed to get other people on our crew, maybe higher up, I guess. We'll see later on in the game. But yes, space piloting and ship-to-ship battles, way awesome. Way awesome. And you get some cool cargo and items up there and sell them down below and make some good coin to upgrade your ships and your speeder and stuff like that, and your clothes and your guns and so much stuff you can upgrade. I upgraded my gun. I upgraded my blaster gun. I upgraded my pants, my clothing, my gun holster. I upgraded Nix with the beautiful scarf he's got. I upgraded my ship with more cannons and better hulls and shielding. And I upgraded, what else? My blaster, my blaster gun with more precision, better blasting cooldown, and what else? What else did it have? I forgot what else it could have, but something else. I think I'm still working on it though, but I'm upgrading the gun as well. I think it's really, and I think they made it really nice and neat. Everything feels really clean, really neat in this game, like all the menus, all the systems. Sometimes I still hit the wrong button to get into the wrong part of the game, but getting into the, to when I hit it right, when I hit the left, what is it, the hamburger button? I keep forgetting. I gotta pull up my controller here. When I hit not the hamburger button, that's on the right side, but when I hit the box to box button on the left side, that brings up all your menus and stuff where you can see your reputation and all that. Everything is organized really neatly, cleanly, and pretty semi-easy to find stuff in. There's a lot of menus still, but you can find things quite easily and stuff like that. And then they got a section where you can see more, look at and read more lore and stuff like that. I never do it, but you can read more Star Wars lore and talk and stuff, and they give you a bunch of history and stuff on characters and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool. Like I said, I've been enjoying this game. It is the best game that I paid not much money for me personally. Like I said, I'm playing on Series X. I don't care if it's not the highest resolution or whatnot. I would love to have played the PC version of the game, but unfortunately, the PC version of this game is only available on the Ubisoft store and I think the Epic store. I don't know if they're going to ever bring the PC version to Xbox at all. But if they ever did bring Star Wars Outlaws to the PC Xbox and made a PC Xbox version of the game, or put it on the Xbox PC store, I would totally buy it again. I would totally pay them more money to purchase this game again. But I wonder if I would get a free pass on that and it would just be automatic because I already own the digital Xbox game of Star Wars Outlaws. Or would they make me pay for it again? Because I would totally pay for it again, Ubisoft. You guys like making money, right? I would totally like it if you allowed me to purchase it on the Microsoft store on my PC. Because if that was the case, if I was able to purchase Star Wars Outlaws for PC on the Xbox PC store, I'd be playing this on PC. It'd be definitely, if it was between the Series X and the PC, I would totally pick the PC to play it because it would be awesome on there. But that's just me. And that's why consoles are feeling a little bit too expensive, because people like me would rather see and play these games on a PC. Even though consoles are a PC in general, they're just not utilizing stuff that well. I don't know. Anyways, folks, that's Star Wars Outlaws. Like I said, I'm giving it still early on, but as I have played hours and hours and hours and hours of this game, might tell you, I give this game 2 large thumbs up. Even with all the little annoyances and stuff like that, I give it 2 big thumbs up so far. Take that as you will. Take my talk as a grain of salt or whatever, you know. But I give it some big thumbs up because it is an amazing, fun game. Ubisoft I think they did an extremely good job of it. It has a little bit of, like I said, elements from other stuff that they've done, but they didn't go overhauling on it like their other games, and it has a life. It has a life of its own. It feels like the Star Wars universe. And I gotta give that to them. They tried really good on this, and I hope it gets better reviews, and I hope it does better out there in the sales and stuff for the future sales of this game and stuff, because that's what it deserves. It deserves to have that chance, people. Give Star Wars Outlaws that chance, because shit, I would love to have a sequel. I'd love to have a Star Wars Outlaws 2. I don't want to see it go down the drain saying, oh, it wasn't that big of a seller. I hope it does good out there. But, like I said, if people can't afford consoles and stuff, I'm sure they're not going to be able to afford the games to play on those consoles. So, it's a tough time out there, folks. Financially, it's a tough time. So, we're going to get into the games news. That is the games news. And that is going to be next because, shit, I need to drink some more of my tea here. And like always, the podcast is getting long, and we got some news to talk about. So here we go, folks. The Gamez Talk Newz theme song.
Locked and loaded, ready for the fight. Game Talk Newz, gonna set the stage alight. Mr. Mike's got the scoop, he ain't holding back. Dropping bombs on the gaming industry track. Hear the thunder, feel the roar. Game Talk Newz, gonna settle the score. From E3 to PAX, they got it all. The highs and lows, ready to brawl.
Yeah, Gamez Talk Newz, folks. That's what we're here for.
Knock, knock, open up the door.
I know I love hitting that. I could hit something else, too. What do I got here?
I'm an equal opportunity ass kicker.
Okay, how about this one?
Now I'm really pissed off.
Oh, why are you pissed off? What are you pissed off there, Duke Nukem?
Now I'm really pissed off.
Duke Nukem's pissed off because, everybody, Concord has just been shut down. You know that game that I have? If you're watching the video version of this podcast, that game, see the cover there? Only for PlayStation 5. I think they had it on PC as well, but PS5 version, and they had physical versions of this game, apparently, as you can see by the cover there. Concord, made by Sony Studios, it's a Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff-like game that's supposed to be like all those other shooter gamey games, those multi-shooter gamies, trying to think, what's it called? It's on the top of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of the games that you know, when I knew what I was going to say to that, now my brain and my throat is just choking on the answer to that, but it's like, oh, what is that? What are those called? What are they called? It's like all those, not looter shooter, but it's like, I hate it when my brain fails me. And it always fails me during the part of the podcast. And it always fails me. It has to fail me during the news part. For some reason, it always has to fail me during when I need to get some news out. Shit, folks. Oh, I hate my brain. I hate my brain because I know what it is. I just locking up. But we'll say it's like Fortnite-ish, but it's definitely not like Fortnite. But it has the Fortnite like feel, but it's like not PUBG, but I want to say Concord, but it is Concord. But oh boy, I'm gonna do a trick here. Okay. You didn't notice, I'm back. I paused it for a brief second to get my brain back together. Overwatch. Yes, it's Guardians of the Galaxy meets some Overwatching kind of shooter. I don't know much about it because I don't have a PS5 and I wasn't going to buy it for PC or anything. But it was available for PS5. I guess they were also selling it physically in retailers as well as... I guess they put it on the Epic Game Store. Am I wrong on that? Let's see here. They put it on some internet stores. Maybe Steam as well. I think they also said the Epic Game Store, but let's see here. I'm trying to look. Oh, yeah. Those who purchased on Steam and the Epic Game Store. Okay. Yes, it was also being sold on Steam and Epic Game Store. Like I said, physical copies, digital copies. Sony was selling it digitally on their PS5 platform and also for physical. It's a game that launched with very minuscule amount of players. They had an actual beta, a gameplay beta early on, and there wasn't that many people playing the beta. And I guess people at Sony got scared. I forgot who's getting scared, but they decided they were going to launch the game anyways. And then not even a week later or so, later, they announced, Sony and the people, the Concord people announced that because the numbers are so low, and the few thousands, there's minuscule amount of thousands of people playing it. They said Concord is going to be no more, and they're taking it offline as of September 6, 2024. That was a bunch of days ago, when you're listening and watching this. And on the PlayStation blog, director Ryan Ellis stated, while many qualities of the experience resonates with players, we also recognize that other aspects of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we intended. Definitely not. Concord will therefore be taken offline so Sony and developer Firewalk Studios can explore options, including those that will better reach our players. The game will be removed from sale immediately, and anyone who has purchased the game on the PlayStation Store or PlayStation Direct will be refunded their original payment methods. Those who purchased on Steam and the Epic Game Store will also be refunded in the upcoming days. Physical refunds are a tad trickier, but players can check with individual retailers to obtain a refund. I wonder if Sony's going to reach out to those retailers and say, hey, give them the refund. We'll credit you back for the games. I don't know. They should. If they want people to not sue their asses. Sony will presumably, and there's not that many people that purchase the game, so it wouldn't be hard for them to give them the money back or give the businesses their money back. Sony will presumably organize a system with them itself that allows all refunds to be processed fully. Once refunded, players will no longer have access to the game. Sony made that clear. Well, first off, they're not going to have access to the game, period, because they took it offline. So I don't know what they can do with it offline. So Concord pulled less than 2 weeks after launch. So they said 2 weeks after launch. I thought it was like a week, but maybe it was 2 weeks. Weeks go by quick now. Concord arrived on August 23rd, 2024. Oh, okay. I did not know that it landed that early. Really? Okay. Meaning it's been removed from sale just 11 days after launch and taken offline for all players a mere 2 weeks after. Even those who bought Concord will no longer be able to play it after September 6th. That sucks. That really sucks. Its launch was nothing short but disastrous, with analysts stating that it's likely sold as few as 25,000 units. So usually they only track units. When they track that stuff, they can only track like physical sales of the games. Like that's the easiest way to track. They don't track digital sales. So that's 25,000 physical sales only of the game. Of I almost said Overwatch for some reason, of Concord. It debuted to a tragic 697 peak concurrent players on Steam. That's small. A number that made the 12,786 players of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which dubbed as a disappointment by Warner Brothers Discovery, and caused a $200 million hit to revenue look like a titan. Yes, it did make Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League seem like a winner there. This comes after 8 years of development. 8 years of development of this game. And Fireworks Studios was opened 8 years ago. So this was their first game being made and to come out. They came up with the idea and come out because that's what they were saying about that studio was created. When they created that studio, Concord is the first game that they created. So it took 8 years of development and presumably tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars spent by Sony, a company already said to be shifting gears away from the live service heavy future, because guess what? The whole live service thing is not a gold getter. And why they at Sony decided, hey, it was a great idea. Let's make all live service games because our players just want to play those live service games. Sound like Warner Brothers a little bit. Wow, really missing the mark, people. Really missing the mark. See, Microsoft's been missing the mark with games being delayed and coming out a little less than what people wanted, but at least they kind of came out with some games. You know, they came out with Starfield. They came out with Redfall, even though Redfall is a big epic failure. Even I could say that because I tried playing it and I'm like, yeah. And there was other games that came out with, which I thought were okay and decent. Like I said, Starfield was decent to me. I played it all. I beat it. It was fun to me. Had to hack it a little bit and mod it, but it was fun. But stuff like this, not so fun. Sony president Hiroki Totoki committed to launching just 6 of 12 live service games in development, and one based on The Last of Us has been also canceled, which I think we talked about before. People are wondering, will this game ever come back out as something else? Will this game have a future? Because they spent so much money and time and stuff. A lot of people are saying, well, this game can't be retooled to come out as a free-to-play game because it was made not the same. It was made differently. They would have to retool and code everything. So they said maybe this can't come out as a free-to-play game, or it'd be very difficult to become as a free-to-play game. And then there's other things going on. And, you know, I don't understand those specifics because, like I said, I don't play these types of games much. The only live service games that I ever really played, if you consider them live service games, was probably like Gears of War Online back in the day and Team Fortress 2 Online. If you consider those live service games in general, you're playing with people, but that's a lot of games. A lot of people have online games, but for this is something more. This is like a Destiny that they were trying to create with this thing. But then as you look at it, all these characters look like fake, crappy ripoffs of stuff like you've seen in Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what when I saw the trailer, when they showed the trailer Concord, I'm like, huh. At first, I thought it was going to be a single-player game. I'm like, oh, if it's going to be a single-player game, it looks cool. But then I found it was this live service game and stuff. I'm like, oh, well, that's cool for me because I don't want to play a live service game. And then I'm like, okay, all these characters look like rip-offs, and they sounded and acted like rip-offs of Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like, I wonder if there's going to be an audience for this. And as you can tell, not so much. And that's sad because those people worked very hard on it. Just didn't meet the expectations and just wasn't what people are looking for. Like I said, it's a hard, harsh market out there. And there's not going to be that many. There's a lot of losers. And it seems like for a big company like Sony, hemorrhaging, and I do mean hemorrhaging games, probably more so than Microsoft. They have games coming out. They have the Indiana Jones game coming out soon. They have the Call of Duty 6 coming out soon. Black Ops 6, which I will download and play. I tried playing more of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I actually just deleted it today because I'm like, I'm not going to continue with that game. I didn't like the gameplay. The shooting stuff, I did not get into that gameplay. I fell right off of it. So I deleted Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 off my system because I'm like, I'm never going to play this again. Because I did not feel any passion for it. I tried, and I just did not. Maybe with Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and the story it's going to have with that being some weird, I don't know, like spy type war game, and you're going to have the fake presidents and stuff in there and stuff, or real presidents that are digitized fake in the game. Maybe that'll make, with the conspiracies and stuff, maybe it'll make the game good. I don't know. I just missed the old style Call of Duty games where it was just war and you're in a battle with other people in a war. And that's what Call of Duties used to be. They used to be war games. Now they're this, either you play war online with other people or you play the story and it's just this, you're one guy or gal doing this one thing and that's it. I don't want that. I want my story to be, oh, I'm with a bunch of guys. We're in a war. We're in a battle. We got to keep going. We're going to push on. That's what I liked about those games. That's why I played Call of Duty games. That's why I played all those Call of Duty games back in the day. That's why I played stuff like Ghost Recon and stuff like that. That's why I liked those games because it was a battle. I was with people. We were all shooting. We were all having fun. Even if they were all bots, it was fun. That wasn't fun. And what else does PlayStation have, though? Microsoft actually has all these studios. There are going to be games coming out. I know they're rolling out still slowly, but they got games coming out. What is Sony got coming out after Concord? What is their next? They had Astrobot. They lucked out with Astrobot. I think that Astrobot game, to me, it looks like a big advertisement. And I guess they were charging, $60, $70 for Astrobot? Is that what they said? Was that a $60, $70 game? Let me see here. Astrobot price. $60. They're charging $60 for Astrobot. Now, the game looks very pretty. It looks really good and pretty. It is just a big advertisement for all their properties because they have all their little properties in there. They managed to get some Activision Blizzard properties in there as well, which Microsoft owns, Spiral and Crash Bandicoot and stuff. So I'm surprised they had those characters in the Sony. I know they used to be on PlayStation first, but I'm surprised they got licensed to those characters. Well, here's the thing. Microsoft's a little nicer. And I wonder if the deal went through before Activision Blizzard got sold or something. Maybe they licensed Spyro the Dragon and Crash the Bandicoot before they got sold to Microsoft. So that's another reason why Crash and Spyro were in this Astrobot game. But it seemed like, oh, that's weird. Those are owned by Microsoft. They're not Sony characters, which they're going to try to totally make Astrobot their main mascot now. But anyways, what else do they got besides Astrobot, the advertisement for PlayStation? They got nothing. They got nothing. They got no games. There's nothing. They got that Wolverine game down the road. They're probably making another Spider-Man game, which if they announce next year or a year after that, if they announce next year, I'm not even going to say a year after. I'm going to say next year. If they announce next year another Spider-Man game's in the works, I'm going to throw up my hands and go, what the fuck? Do people really want another Spider-Man game? Really? If they announce, because that's all they got. And that's what they're trying, that's what they've been peddling for so long now. Freaking Spider-Man. Otherwise, what else is there? Are they going to do more? Did they have like another Last of Us remaster or something? I know they're trying to do a lot of remasters of the properties. People have been saying, oh, well, then God of War Ascension or whatever, that sequel's coming out on PC. Okay, whoopee-doo-dah. Ooh, I never even played the first one. Don't really care. What else do you got, Sony? You got this PS5. Then you got this so-called PS5 Pro that's supposedly going to be coming out this year. It's being really pushed here, and they say there's supposed to be an announcement coming soon. So this is pretty much a leak. This is my next article. But the PS5 Pro price and launch date might have just been leaked, and they're saying what they have known. And all I can see is, oh, this looks like the PS5 again, but with the same crappy, weird look to it with the fins. And people are saying that this is supposed to, let's see here. They said this will be announced around September 9th. So we're on September 7th. Tomorrow, well, as I'm talking to you, tomorrow is Sunday, so that's September 8th. And then 9th is Monday when you're listening to this podcast. So before or after you listen to this podcast, you will probably know if this is going to get announced on Monday, on September 9th, as you're listening to this podcast. And if Sony has the balls, the big gallstone balls, and if people are suckers enough to do this, the sheep, of course, the PlayStation sheep, that are going to pay for a bit more powerful console, like what happened during the Xbox One and PS4 era, which made more sense because those consoles were both kind of underpowered back at that time. I can even admit it. Not that I cared because I played the games anyways on my series, on my Xbox One. I meant, did I say series? No, Xbox One and PS4. I played my games on those, and I'm just fine. I was fine and happy with my Xbox One. I didn't need an Xbox One Pro or whatever it was. What was it? Xbox One Pro, whatever. And then they had the PS4 Pro, whatever. And people bought a lot more PS4 Pros, but that's when consoles and stuff were still cheap, even though they raised the price on that, but it was still cheap. Now it is stated here in this rumored document, this leaked document maybe, that the PlayStation 5 Pro will have two editions, one with and one without a disk drive. The one without a disk drive, the digital edition, the all digital edition, is going to be $600. $599.99. $600. You can get a Asus ROG Ally for that much. Portable gaming system. Plays all your PC games and more $600. Get a whole PC for that. You get an okay gaming laptop for $600, maybe. For the one with the disk drive, $700. You can get that for $700. You can get an Asus ROG X Ally an Asus ROG Ally X for $700 because that's what the new Asus ROG Ally, the X version, with a little bit more power, and you could put in a full stick of M.2 memory or storage in there and stuff like that. It has more memory in it. That's $700. That makes sense because you're getting a lot more storage and power and all this stuff in this unit. $700 for Asus ROG Ally X, that makes sense. $700 for a PS5 Pro with the disk drive? $700? When you don't have no games for them? What games do you need a PS5 Pro for? What is Sony thinking? We heard rumors before that Microsoft was going to do that, which they kind of did with the Series X and stuff. They got one with a disk drive, one without a disk drive, and then they added more storage to the Series X and S's and stuff like that, like a terabyte. They got a 2 terabyte one, so they're charging more because of the storage and stuff. But still, that's only because of the storage, and those are still expensive. But $600, $700 for these PS5 Pros with and without a drive, that is expensive as shit. And if there's going to be some fucking PlayStation heads that are going to buy those, you're fucking crazy. You're fucking out of your mind. There is no way that's worth the price of that. And then, of course, it's going to be even more expensive overseas for like Japanese people and stuff. What is Sony thinking? They're not thinking. They're not. They just want to pump out some stuff and try to trick some people. And then people are going to be like, okay, I got this $600-$700 system. What am I playing on it? Ooh, the games that I already have look still the same on it from my TV. What is this going to do? Nothing. Because your systems are just fine as they are now when they're still like oversized paperweights. I never, oh my God. Sony's being Sony where they think their hardware is worth the price of gold that they charge for it. And Sony likes to be back, and this doesn't matter because Microsoft's doing it too. So I got to say, still, Microsoft's unfortunately doing this too. And like I said, next week I will be talking about this stuff more. But Microsoft's doing that same mistake where they're coming out with these more expensive systems and units. And then I don't know why they're doing it. It must be because they already got them in production or something, but it doesn't feel like they should be doing that stuff. They shouldn't be focusing on putting out more hardware. They should be focusing on the hardware that they have already. Maybe make some of the other memory unit or whatever cheaper, but they should be focusing more on the games aspect for the current hardware, make people feel good about the current hardware, and then slowly plan on making new hardware for the future hardware. Not what they're doing now. It seems really stupid on both these companies' fronts. And Sony, if they do that, and these are these prices, I would love to see who buys those consoles. I hear a few people that might want to buy them, but they're only going to buy them because their current PlayStation 5 is already taking a shit. And I'm like, what? Did you spend like because they're $100 more than their current versions? Because it says here that that the original PlayStation 5, the diskless PS5s, and the current original PlayStation 5 is $499, $599. So these are $100 more than those editions of the PS5s. So people were already paying $500-$600 for their PlayStation 5 units before. Now they're going to be paying $600-$700 for them, a new one. This This is why Nintendo rules the video game market still, even though their sales have been slowing down. But I'm sure that's because the Switch has been out for how long now? And 2, how many people already own a Switch? And 3, how many people are waiting for the next Switch to come out eventually and get announced, especially if it's going to be backwards compatible? Yeah, that makes sense that their hardware sales are finally slowing down. They sold a boatload of them. They made a ton of money. They put out 1 million games for the Switch. First and third party. They're good. Sony and Microsoft? I wish I had a fart button. Wait, do I have it? I don't know. I should have it. I don't know why I don't have this. I got to put this on my audio board eventually. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. I can do this. Or that. That's Microsoft and Sony people. Yep, that's Microsoft and Sony people. Yep. I wish I had the sad trombone. I didn't put it back on here. I got to get my sad trombone back on here so I can play that. That's what that is. It's the greed of the companies, the corporations, and they're not putting out the games for people. I'm saying this for both Xbox and the PlayStation side. None of these are worth that much money. No, I got a Series X, but I just bought it because I buy the new consoles. But, I play a lot of games on my Series X, and it was a good upgrade from my Xbox One console. But if I would have known what I would have known now, I would have never had to buy a Series X, really, if I could play all my games on the regular Xbox One. I'm thinking there's a few games that I can't play on my Xbox One still, that I can only play on the Series X. But still, I can understand if we all bought the consoles already now, but buying one of those more expensive units when there's no real games to push the current units and stuff, I don't know. It seems crazy to me. And it's just Sony doing the thing like they did the last time. They're like, oh, we're going to put out a pro unit of these consoles and people will buy them. Or maybe they won't this time, and then maybe you guys will stop doing that. Because I think that's stupid. A mid refresh of these consoles? No, that's stupid. The only reason you should do a mid refresh of the consoles is to make the consoles, the boards smaller inside, to save money on that, to make the consoles smaller, sleeker, sexier, and somewhat maybe either the same price or a little bit cheaper. That's the only reason you should do that. Not make them $100 more and have no games for them. But that's what it is. That's what it is. So Monday, as you're listening to this or watching this, you'll find out when these PS5 Pros, if they're going to be coming out or not. Or Sony will scrap the whole idea. Because if I was Sony, I would probably scrap the whole idea to put out one of these PS5 Pros. But it's Sony. They want money. They're going to try to get it out of people. And I'm sure some people will buy these consoles. And talking about Sony on something that people can actually get for free, which is not really free because you're paying a ton of money for a lackluster services, unlike Game Pass, which I'm still surprised that more people aren't jumping on Game Pass Ultimate and stuff, and because there's a lot of games still in Game Pass Ultimate that you can get, and there's always more and stuff, and I always find something new. Always, like Star Truckers, I downloaded it. When will I ever play it? I don't know. I want to try it out. It looks interesting, but there's always something new on Game Pass Ultimate or Xbox Game Pass. But PlayStation Plus, but they got some free games for September that are probably already out. Some of them already now. So I'm gonna go through them. Hold on. They didn't put them in the order I wanted them to do. So let's see here. The games that are coming on out to PlayStation Plus. Okay, what is going on here? I'm trying to get. Here we go. So PlayStation Plus, Harry Potter, Quidditch Champions is coming to PlayStation Plus. It is. I think they come out all at the same time. I think they come out all at the same time. So PlayStation Plus subscribers can enjoy Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, MLB The Show 2024, and Little Nightmares 2 on September 2024. So they're probably out now because we are in September. Yeah. Those and the MLB The Show 2024 is probably the only game that they have that you probably might want to play. Besides that, I don't think there's anything else. Little Nightmares 2, I don't know. Do people like Little Nightmares 2? I don't know about Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, but I'm sure there's people that want to play that too. I'm not one of them. I know they also usually have MLB The Show also on Xbox Game Pass because when MLB forced Sony to port MLB The Show games to the Xbox consoles as well, Microsoft took that advantage to pay to get that on Game Pass as well. So usually you will find MLB The Show on Game Pass every year as well, at least for the first years that it came out on. I don't know if they're going to continue to do that, but that's always interesting to me that they do and that it happens. But there's your games for PlayStation Plus. So don't complain to me that I never mention games or anything coming out to the PlayStation, because there's your free games for PlayStation of September. Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, MLB The Show 24, and Little Nightmares 2. You guys might want to run out and get those PlayStation 5 Pros pretty soon if you want to play those games. I'm sorry. I had to laugh a little bit. Yes. Play at your heart's content with your $100+ more systems. Not that I'm giving Microsoft a free pass, because they're also coming out with more expensive systems that they don't need to come out with. Yeah. Okay, next story. Let's get through this because this is going to be a 3-hour podcast as well. Forgive me, folks. Who would have not thought that? Sega asks Yakuza Like a Dragon fans if they want to see celebrities like Keanu Reeves and Mark Hamill in the next game. Plus Jack Black, Kit Harington, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and more. So they're asking, do we want to see more celebrities on or in the Like a Dragon games? Because we had Danny Trejo in the last one, and a few other celebrities were in other past ones. I like Danny Trejo. I think he was good as that weird butcher. He was the leader of the, what are they called? The serpents, not the serpents. The shit. I just played and finished that game. What are they called? The cartel gang of the Hawaiian Islands. The somethings. Does it say here? Yeah, he was Dwight Mendez of what? Of what? I forgot what he was a part. What he was a part of though. What was that faction called? Eventually, we found out they were working for the main society, the main non-religious society of that. But otherwise, yeah. Shoot. Like I said, I forget a lot of things. I forget names of the factions and stuff. That's to be expected from me. Let's see if somebody says it in the notes. I'm not even gonna look it up. But anywho, excuse me for that. Would we want to see celebrities in these upcoming Like a Dragon games and stuff? I say go for it if they make sense, if their characters make sense, if you can make their characters have meaning and make sense, and they're just doing the voice acting for the American versions of games. Sure. Like I said, Danny Trejo was good for that. I thought he was funny. His character, he had some fun. Why not? It depends on the people. I'm not saying everybody should be in the games, but certain people will be better than others. And you got usually some famous people in some games as well out there. You had Snoop Dogg in a bunch of games, a bunch of other people, but as long as it makes sense, then put them in the game. If it doesn't, then leave them out. Because it's not like the Yakuza games are like Grand Theft Auto games where they need all those voice talents of all those characters in their games. These are supposed to be Yakuzas in Japanese, everything Japanese. Sure, they went to Hawaii, but they're still the Japanese and Yakuzas. And unless if we find out that Vin Diesel or somebody was actually a Yakuza in real life, okay, then they could be in the game. But otherwise, if Ichiban isn't going like to the United States or something next, or going to New York City or something, and going around stealing cars, driving around and shit, shooting people up, I don't think you need any of these people, these actors or actresses in the games, unless they make sense. Unless if maybe they make appearances, maybe they come in as cameos in the games as like, oh, we're visiting Japan, we're visiting Kamurocho. Hey, I'm Vin Diesel. We're doing a Fast and Furious Kamurocho drift movie or something, or they have some of the ladies there doing the hostess bars or something. They're like, oh, I always wanted to be a hostess in one of these hostess bars. Let me come in here and I could be a hostess in the hostess bar. Okay, there you go. That's how you do that. Otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't care either way, as long as it made sense. And talking more about Yakuza, this is another funny one, and this one scratches my head because I don't know why they chose this one over Yakuza 0, but Yakuza Kiwami got announced in a Nintendo Direct trailer, the first Yakuza game that I could think of ever coming to a Nintendo platform. So you'll be able to play Yakuza Kiwami on your Nintendo Switch. Me? I don't care. I'm not going to buy it because I already own it. I own it on my ROG Ally. I own it on my Xbox. I'm good. I got it for both PC and Xbox. I got it on my ROG Ally. I can play it portably already, so I don't really need to play this. I wonder if they're going to have a physical copy of this game, because I would like to purchase the physical copy just to have it say, hey, look, there's a physical Yakuza copy of this. The other thing is, and I'm reading, I think it was in this article. Was it in this article? Maybe not. Maybe it was in the trailer or something. It was in an article or a trailer or something. But Yakuza Kiwami is not the first Yakuza game. in the series. That's why I'm wondering why they're porting this one. It's got to be because it's like on a better part of the engine or something, that it works better on the Switch or something. Because why they chose Yakuza Kiwami over Yakuza 0? Because Yakuza 0 is the first Yakuza game in the series. And you can look that up because that's in the list, their official list. Yakuza 0 starts off, and that starts off Kiryu's story, which, of course, is what we all go to in the original Yakuza games. You go with Kiryu first, and Yakuza 0 starts off the whole franchise, and then you go Yakuza Kiwami, Kiwami 2, Yakuza 3, Yakuza 4, 5, 6, Like a Dragon, and then Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. That's how you go through the series. And then you got your other spin-offs and stuff like that, which they still didn't come out with some of them. But why they chose Yakuza Kiwami first, I don't know why. They chose that. That I would like to know why they chose the game. Like I said, it's probably because it was probably easiest to port. I don't know. This came out, Yakuza Kiwami came out on January 21st, 2016. That was a long time ago. Yeah, somebody else was saying, I'm looking at the story and in the show notes, in the article comment section, people are like, oh, I wonder, even though I played this game 10 million times over and I don't really care about it, people are like, oh, I wonder if this will be on a physical copy. Because, like I said, I would buy just the physical copy. Stupidly, I would waste money on a physical copy of this game just to say, hey, I own this physical copy of Yakuza Kiwami for the Switch. I will never play it, but I'll own it because I'll have the box copy of it. Because I don't own a box copy of the original Yakuza games. I have Yakuza, Like a Dragon, Ishin. I got both the Judgment games, and I got Yakuza Infinite Wealth all on disc, as discs, but not the original franchise. I don't have any of those on a disc, so because I got them all for Xbox and PC. I don't have them for PlayStation or anything, so I don't have them. I was originally going to buy all those games for PlayStation, but when I found out they were all coming to Xbox and stuff and being redone and ported to Xbox, I was like, oh yeah. So I never did buy the PlayStation versions of them. So and more to talk about here for here's more RGG stuff, more Like a Dragon Yakuza stuff. So RGG Summit Showcase apparently is going to reveal next Yakuza Like a Dragon game in September. So that's coming up, people. So Ryo Goku, or RGG Studios, I'm just going to say RGG Studios, Yakuza Like a Dragon developer, will reveal the next game in the franchise. And I hit something. Am I okay? Okay. I want to make sure I didn't kill something there. I hit my keyboard. I got to stop hitting stuff when I'm doing my podcasting or videos. So, yeah, the developer announced they're going to reveal the next game in the franchise in an RGG Summit Showcase on September 20th this year, of course. This September 20th. So it's a little ways off, but it's coming. I cannot wait because I will maybe be watching this. I'll watch something of it. The developer announced the showcase during a live stream on August 28th and confirmed the next game in the Yakuza Like a Dragon franchise will be revealed here. So they're going to reveal it. I cannot wait because I love these games and I love how they pump these games out all the time. They'll probably be coming out the following year or something, but I cannot wait. It will take place at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. So that's for you Eastern Time folks. So 3 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. UK, but 6 a.m. Eastern here, which is good for me because I'll be at work there at that time on that day. So I'll just pull up my phone and watch it off my phone at 6 a.m. So why not? RGG only launched its last game, Like a Dragon Infant Wealth, in January of 2024. So that wasn't too far away. And you got to understand though, RGG Studios is known for releasing an almost constant stream of new titles all the time. So they're very good at it because they know their game engine. They know how to get these games made. They got, they keep the assets. They tweak them a little bit, but they keep them really good. They're really good at making these games. So it's going to be interesting on what they're going to be doing for this next Like a Dragon game, this next Yakuza game. And they probably have a lot of teams. So it could be another team inside RGG Studio making the game. So it's not like the one team is doing it. They can probably have multiple teams working on multiple titles and stuff. So, and is it going to be an actual Yakuza Like a Dragon game, or could it be from the Judgment series? Because I'm waiting, like a few other people, I've been waiting for another game in the spin-off series of the Judgment series with Yagami and Yagami's detective agency and all them, because that's fun too. Maybe bring Yagami and Ichiban and people together. That would be cool. That would be cool. And people did say that the publisher, and this I did talk about this in a story before, that publisher Sega did register a trademark for something called Yakuza Wars back earlier in August. But yet RGG has already said fans will be surprised by the reveal. Hey, I'm surprised on whatever RGG Studios or Ryo Gakku Studios announces, because all their games, I always love playing them. It doesn't matter if they're the Judgment games or the Yakuza games. I'm all for them. If it's going to be another Yakuza Like Me playthrough on this on my gaming site, that's what's going to happen, folks. That's what's going to happen. So let's get through this other news, because we're going to go definitely in the 3-hour mark here. I thought I was going to be done earlier than what I am, but I talk too much, people. So Rocksteady reportedly laid off staff following Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League flopped. Of course, that the game caused a $200 million hit to revenue. Of course, who would have not suspected that? So apparently, 33 members to only quality assurance team have been cut from 33 to 15 with poor sales of the Suicide Squad. So quality assurance members have been cut from 33 to 15. That doesn't seem too big, but apparently that's going to hurt their quality assurance for their games going forward for the future, because they need those QA testers. But I don't know. It's not like you couldn't have expected that. You had to cut some people. 18 staff members affected reportedly included junior employees and veteran team members who were at the studio for more than 5 years. Yeah, it didn't do good. It was a crappy game. I'm still waiting for that game to come on Game Pass someday, but it just never did yet. I'm surprised. I think it's just because Warner Brothers is really sticklers to that, and they don't want to put that out there. They don't want people to play it for like doubly free if it's on Game Pass. But I was like, hey, I'll play it if it's on Game Pass. I'll play Suicide Squad versus the Justice League. I'll do that. Or Kills the Justice League, not versus, but Kills the Justice. I'd play that game just because it's free and I want to see how crappy it is. I'll do it, but I guess it's not worthy enough to even be on Game Pass, which is surprising. Tetris Forever, people, is coming to basically everything. I cannot wait. Tetris Forever brings 15 Tetris games to Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. It's made by the people that made Atari 55, that company. What are they called? From Digital Eclipse, yes. And they're gonna have like 15 of the games. They're of the Tetris games, all from the old days to the newest ones, and they're gonna have a lot of footage in there. They're gonna have a lot of archival footage and stuff in there in the game, in this thing, and it's gonna be really cool because they're gonna have a lot of history. And I'm a big Tetris fan, so this is gonna be great for me because hopefully I can buy this on my Xbox and also play it on my PC or my ROG Ally, because then I'll have a copy for both. But if it's something I gotta buy separately, I will definitely do that because I'll definitely play Tetris Forever on my ROG Ally and my Xbox because the history of this is great, and I do love me some Tetris, some new Tetris. And it doesn't say. I forgot when they didn't say. I think it said. When's this coming out? They say it's set for 2024 launch, but no specific date has been given yet, and they didn't announce if this is just digitally coming out or if there's a physical copy coming out at the same time, or maybe a physical copy's coming out later of this game. They have not mentioned that at all, but Tetris Forever I will definitely get because it's going to have some good footage. Like I said, I have that Atari 50, even though I don't like many of those games, but the nostalgia on that disc and the commentaries, all the video footage and stuff makes that worth every penny to get. And having this Atari Forever, being able to play all the Ataris you can, or all the Ataris, all the Tetrises you can, that's going to be cool. Playing Tetris from the old days to the new, seeing how they are, get achievements, watch archival footage, stuff like that. That's going to be sweet. That's blast from the past, people. I love me some Tetris. I cannot wait till that game comes out. I will definitely purchase that. Another thing that just got announced not too long ago that Xbox fans will be happy about, because Microsoft heard ya, they listened, and they went to Capcom and said, hey dudes, how many sacks of cash do we have to give you to port? What do we got to do, and how many sacks of cash do we have to give you to put this on Xbox? Well, Xbox fans, voices have been heard. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics is now coming to Xbox now, after all. Thanks to Microsoft hearing you, and now it's going to be coming. So originally it wasn't going to be coming on Xbox. It was only going to be coming out for PlayStation, Nintendo, and PC. But and then eventually they said it was going to be coming to Xbox eventually. They also said that the Marvel vs. Capcom on Twitter account, Twitter account, confirmed the game would be coming to Xbox One and therefore be backwards compatible via the Xbox Series consoles. It was similarly announced that PS4 and not PS5. Oh, okay. Okay, that's weird. It says here also in this article that Xbox fans will have to wait longer for the game. However, while other platforms are getting the collection, which brings 7 fan favorite fighting games together on modern consoles on September 12, 2024, the Xbox version has the vague release window of 2025. So the game will eventually come out to us on Xbox in 2025 next year. So it's something to wait for. So apparently this is coming from the Capcom people. We're excited to announce that after technical discussions with our partners at Microsoft, we can confirm that Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics will release on Xbox One. The post stated the Xbox One version will be out in 2025, so stay tuned for more information. So I guess they worked it out with Microsoft, and I'm sure Microsoft also handed them a check or something. I'm sure Microsoft had to pay something, and not just do something behind the scenes, but to pay something to do something to get it on the Xbox. I will buy this game. I will play and buy and purchase and play these the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. They were fun. I played them before. They'll be fun on the Xbox going forward. It'll be fun. Last two stories, folks, and then I'll let you all guys go, but you're welcome for people that traveled to listen to my nasally drone. You can listen to me for 3 hours. Acer's first handheld gaming PC is the Nitro Blaze. It doesn't necessarily stand out, but it might, but maybe the price will change that. I don't know. So Acer, you know them. They make some computers. They made some gaming monitors and stuff in the past. I had some Acer laptops and stuff and gaming monitors. They were okay. They weren't the best, but they were like the cheaper budgeted type of company that makes some decent hardware, I gotta say. This is they're getting into the handheld gaming PC as well. And they're calling it the Nitro Blaze. And it looks really interesting, this Nitro Blaze. They have all the stuff on the bottom. A USB-C, headphone jack, something else here. I don't know what that is. Maybe a docking thing for a docking station. They got the analog sticks on the right sides. They got the D-pad and that stuff on the other sides. They even got the hamburger buttons and stuff. They even got another button on the bottom, which looks pretty cool. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff going. It's looking good. It looks good. It looks. You can only make these handheld gaming systems look so. You can only make them look so much different because they're all gotta look similar in some way, and they gotta feel a certain way, and they're all gonna look like the Asus ROG Ally in a weird way or another. But maybe they'll be rounder on one side or fatter on another side. But this looks pretty good. It looks like a cheaper version of any handheld system, but it looks decent. And what they're touting here, like Asus, but unlike most rivals, it features a 7-inch 1080p variable refresh rate. Well, what it says here in the article, it fits between the Acer Nitro Blaze 7, why they're calling it that. I don't know why they're calling it the Blaze 7, but maybe because it's 7-inch screen and they're calling it 7. I got it. They're saying it fits somewhere between last year's ROG Ally and the newer ROG Ally X, so in performance and stuff like that, and what it offers. So it features a 7-inch 1080p variable refresh rate IPS screen to keep things smooth, just like the ROG Ally. One that refreshes slightly faster than 144 hertz. Acer tells The Verge, because this is where I'm getting this from, it's a landscape native screen. Okay. It's also got a newer Ryzen 7 8840HS chip with the same Radeon 780M integrated GPU as most of the other Windows handhelds, with 16 gigs of 7,500 MTS memory. Yeah, they should at least give you an option to have a 32 gig of memory option on that. 16, that's going to be a little but okay. I guess they just want to dip their toes in the market as well to see what happens. It's a step ahead of the original Ally 6400 MTS memory, a little bit, and 40 watt-hour pack. And it comes with up to 2 terabytes worth of SSD storage. That's good. But the 24 gigabyte of memory and 80 watt pack, but with the 24 gigabytes of memory and 80 watt pack, the $800 Asus ROG Ally X is currently the Windows handheld to beat. Yes. Yes, because you need more memory in there. Sure, they're giving you 2 terabytes of storage in the Acer Nitro Blaze 7, but a little bit more memory and stuff, that would have made it even better. But they're starting off. I'm not going to complain to them about that. And people are saying this will have to hopefully be cheaper than because there's no price given yet. But they're saying hopefully it'll be cheaper than the Asus ROG Ally because it's using less. It doesn't have any triggers on the back of this Nitro. So it only has the top triggers or the top analog trigger, the triggers on, the tops. It doesn't have any on the back. Unlike the ROG Ally. The Nitro has no touch pads, but also unusually has no back buttons. Most PC handhelds now have at least 2 macro keys around the back, but I suspect some people will be happy that it not only has 2 USB 4 ports, but one of them is on the bottom. Hopefully we'll get a choice of whether to charge the dock from the top or the bottom. With this portable PC, yes, that's what I was saying. Because they have one on the bottom, that means you can plug it in a dock maybe. So Acer states it didn't partner with Microsoft for this one, so I wouldn't expect it to roll out any of the major UI improvements for Windows handheld gaming PCs. That said, it does come with more dedicated mode switch buttons than its rivals, including a dedicated key to bring up the virtual keyboard. That's cool. We could always use that. I see that on the screen here. I'm looking at it a bit better here. Yeah, it's got the little keyboard it shows on the bottom. That's cool. I wish maybe my Asus ROG Ally will have one of those where I can hit it and it'll bring up the keyboard or something. That's cool. Like I said, it's good. Like I said, it has 2 terabytes of M.2 RAM memory storage in there. It has the 2 USB 4 ports and stuff like that. It's just the memory is kind of low. The 16 gigs of memory is what's still gonna hold this version back, and we're just gonna have to see. It has 500 nits. The screen, it's a touchpad panel, stuff like that. But we're just gonna have to see how this handles and what the price is gonna be. It hasn't announced any release date or pricing or anything yet, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll come out by Christmas, and then we can find out what Acer has up their sleeve. Maybe they'll have it for like $500 or $400 or something. Maybe they'll do something really, really big or something, and they'll just have it really cheap, and they'll be like, "Hey, this system isn't the most powerful, but for $400, you get an awesome gaming handheld for your more for your buck, more bang for your buck, because it's the Nitro." But I bet it's going to be like $600, $650. That's probably what's going to be, around $600. But if they did for like $400 for this thing, and they could pull that off, that'd be very tight on their margins. But hey, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. I would say people buy that as their first gaming handheld. Why not? And to close off the show, we got some rumored talk, sort of rumor talk. This is like insider talk on talking about future chips coming from AMD, and one of the future chip that is coming out from AMD that was just talked about or tipped about, the Z2 Extreme chip for next year's maybe handheld gaming portables like Asus ROG Ally 2, a real Asus ROG Ally 2, meaning the next generation of Asus ROG Ally. Not the X, but the next one. Which, you know what? I'm glad I waited and I didn't buy the X, because maybe this next one will have not just more powerful processor, but it'll have the more memory. It'll have where I could put my my M.2 drive in there, the bigger one, then it'll be really perfect. Like I said, I don't care specifically about battery power like most people. Most people want that battery power. Me, I mostly want more powerful handheld. I can plug it into the wall. I do not mind. I got a new, like I said, I got a new outdoor deck porch plug. So I can plug in my ROG Ally outside now without putting it through the window into my house. I can plug it in anywhere around my house, have it plugged in. So I'm good with power. They just got to make the power system more powerful so they can charge it faster. But I'm good with power. I just want something more power efficient. It can be more power efficient and more powerful as a chip for both the chip and the graphics part of the chip. We'll see what this Z2 Extreme chip will do. And they said AMD plans to announce this Z2 Extreme chip around early 2025, and it can feature in the next Asus ROG Ally or Lenovo Legion Go. I'm sure Asus is going to be all over it first. And people are saying it could be more powerful, more... the battery life could be more powerful with this new chip. The performance could be better. It could, push more pixel, stuff like that. Better battery life, better memory management. Bunch of stuff it can handle, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how many threads it's going to have, how many graphics processing units it's going to have in it on the SoC, and we'll see in 2025 when they come out and announce this thing, and then eventually we'll wait a few more months. It'll be around June-ish, I bet, and then Asus will announce another ROG Ally. They'll be like, hey, here's our next gen ROG Ally, the real next gen ROG Ally, and then Windows will hopefully be better for the ROG Ally and stuff like that, because that's another thing. Windows 11, Microsoft says they are working hard over there, trying to figure out how to make the keyboard layout better for the gaming handhelds, how to make games run better on them, stuff like that. I'd like to see all that. That's big. Like I said, at first when I saw the ROG Ally a couple years ago, I was intrigued by it. And then I said, you know what, Mr. Mike, I got to pre-order me one of these. I don't know how well it's going to run the games, how well. Everybody was kind of doubting it. They're like, oh, it's going to be a little tricky and stuff. But I looked at the specs. I'm like, yeah, it could probably play some games and run them and do it. And after I got it, it was a little, I did my little modding. I opened up the back because they said it was easy to open up the back. I popped in a larger M.2 drive in there at the time, a 2 terabyte one, because it originally only came with 512 gigabytes of storage in the ROG Ally, and I popped in a 2 terabyte in there, and I'm like, okay, this is the biggest I can get for one of these half-shaped M.2 drives at the time, and I'm like, okay, popped that in, reformatted it, went through all that hassle, did all the updates and everything, and then they came out with better software. They came out with better software for Armory Crate, because originally I wasn't using Armory Crate that much, except when I had to for the games. And then when they made Armory Crate better, I took off all the icons off the desktop and I just used the Armory Crate. And now Armory Crate's been updated many times after, and the Windows 11's been updated a lot more, and the ROG Ally's firmware and everything else has been updated so much more. And I'm like, this system is perfect now. 2 years, or over a year. I'm saying 2 years. Over a year in now, I should say. It'll be 2 years going on next year. But over a year now, way over a year now, because since June, because that was a year. So it's been over a year. So June, July, August, September. So 3 months, a year and 3 months after, This thing is amazing still, and I still love playing games on my ROG Ally so much. And finally, when I learned how to put emulation on my ROG Ally to play emulated games and stuff, it just made it even better. So this thing does a lot just for what it does. Because I only have 16 gigs of memory in this thing for the, for the memory part of it. And then if the future ROG Ally when it comes out, or if they offer different versions of it, and it comes out with the Z2 Extreme chip from AMD, and it's way more powerful and stuff, and they offer you a chance if you want to pop in a bigger M.2 drive in there, and they're going to be the full sticks this time, I'll pop in an 8 terabyte M.2 drive in that sucker. I'll spend $600 on an M.2 drive for one of those 8 terabyte drives. That if I could put a full M.2 drive in there, I'll put in an 8 terabyte. I'm crazy enough to do it. And I could just put on as many games as I want and never have to run out of that. And if they pop in a 24 to 64 gigs of RAM in there, if you want to get a 32, if they have like a different variants of it, like 24, 32, 64 gigs of RAM that you could choose for the memory of that thing, I'll get the 64 gig RAM version of it, Add that to better screen. The controls are great, but if they want to add like a Windows key button or a Microsoft Xbox button on there or something, or do something else, add a couple more USB-C ports on the bottom, I would like that very much. They can even get rid of the SD card slot or the micro SD card slot. They don't really need it. They can keep it in there if they want. Put it on the bottom this time, but put a couple USB-C ports on the top, maybe 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom or something, so you could have some opportunities for that. I would love that. That would be a perfect system. Then I'd be like, I would pay for that. I'd pay up the ass for that. For a more powerful system with more memory in that. Then gaming on that thing, I'd be like, Xbox, what? No offense, Microsoft. Would I need a new Xbox? No. I could play all my PC games right on the ROG Ally, man. I'll put that on the TV set. And what would I do with my old ROG Ally? Well, I'd keep it. I'd probably keep it as a backup. Sell it to a friend or something for a cheaper price. I don't know. Probably keep it, though. But who knows? It depends on what the new ROG Ally is. I love my ROG Ally. And you know what? I'm going to end this podcast now. Enough me talking, enough me. We're not going to make this a 4-hour podcast. No fucking way. This is already a 3-hour and 21-minute podcast. I am so sorry, people. But when you got a lot to still talk about, we got a lot to talk about. The next podcast, like I said, before we end this show today and before I can go eat something, and because it's already 11 o'clock at night. I want to go eat something. I want to go play some video games. I want to watch some TV before I die tonight. That's okay. It's the weekend. That's why I like doing podcasts on the weekend, because then, the next day I got Sunday, so I don't care. But yeah, the next podcast show will be me talking about the future, what I think could be the future of video games, what these video game companies are doing to themselves, the now, the after, the before. I'm going to talk all about that stuff. It's all going to be about that stuff. There's not going to be, I might mention something about the games I played, but there might not be any game news unless if there's some really big gaming news going on. I will not talk any game news on that episode. And maybe it'll be a little smaller than what I'm usually doing, because now I'm pushing 3+ hours on a podcast. And I'm sorry for the people that don't like to listen to super long podcasts, but this is an audio-based podcast. I got a video version for, YouTube, though, but hey, you can just listen to my nasally drone wherever you're going or if you're working or something. That's why it's good for. So thank you for listening. Like I said, I'll be back in another couple weeks. So 2 weeks after as you're listening to this. So 1 week, 2 weeks, and then you got me in the following week. So that will be what? Because this is coming out as I'm talking to you guys. This is coming out the 9th. So the next podcast will be the 23rd because I do it, like I said, I do it every other week, every 2 weeks. So the next podcast will be at the end of the month on the 23rd. So I will catch you guys again there. And then we'll talk about all that stuff about consoles, what the industry's doing, stuff like that. You know, I want to change things up a bit. And like I also said, as you're listening to this or watching this, this Friday, I do plan on having it's going to be not a let's play. It's going to be a game on with Skyrim again. Until I figure out what other games I'm going to play. I'm going to hold off on the StarWars Outlaws streaming for a little bit because you guys are going to get a whole bunch of that in Let's Plays and stuff. I want to catch up with the Let's Plays first before I do more Star Wars Outlaws streaming, but we'll play more Skyrim because I want to do more Skyrim streams on Friday. So that'll be next week or this Friday for you guys. So I hope you're happy. So everybody, this is Mr. Mike signing out with the GamezAttack podcast, episode 40. 40 episodes already of this new GamezAttack podcast here on OldFreakyGamer.com. Like I said, OldFreakyGamer.com is the website where I'm at. Go visit it. It's fun. It's free. You could go visit my YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. It's free as well. That's OldFreakyGamer at YouTube. I also stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, so you can watch there and there, or at OldFreakyGamer.com. You could comment on the comments below on this podcast comment section on YouTube. You can also email me at oldfreakygamer@gmail.com for any comments or questions you might have, even for the next podcast. Like, how do you feel like the video game industry is going? What do you want to see from them? Well, let me know via email. Let me know via Twitter. I'm on Twitter at oldfreakygamer. Whole bunch of places you could go. And you can find out all that information at oldfreakygamer.com. So you can find out all that information on there, and then it's also on the show notes, all that stuff as well. So many easy ways to follow me, contact me, whatever. Thank you for joining me, folks. I am Mr. Mike, signing out, saying game on, game hard, world conquest. I'm pushing this gaming button. This show is now game over.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be
That's a good game.
Enjoy your gaming.
Dude, go fuck yourself.